Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
A very hot and humid day here in Kansas City has given way to a very warm evening. It's going to feel like midsummer baseball as the Yankees take on the Royals once again tonight. The youngsters are out in force as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's going to be the Yankees against the Kansas City Royals in Game 2 of the series, of a 4-game series at Kauffman Stadium. Hi, everybody. Ken Singleton along with David Cohn. We've got Game 2 for you tonight. And David, last night things were on the downslide when Mariano Rivera was hurt before the game.
Yeah, I mean, there are freak injuries and then there are freak injuries, and it doesn't get any more freaky than this one. Mariano Rivera, one of the best athletes on the Yankees, been doing this for 20 years. Gets his foot caught in between the warning track and the grass and goes down in writhing pain. And the minute you see Rivera grab his knee like that and the look on his face, Alex Rodriguez knows it, Joe Girardi knows it. The whole batting practice session stopped. Everybody froze and watched Mariano Rivera, and you just had a sinking feeling when he's carried off into the cart that this was going to be really bad. Even with the smile going away, you knew that the Grim Reaper was coming, and it was, and Mariano's out.
Well, this is the career resume of Mariano Rivera. This is the sort of pitching the Yankees are going to be missing for the remainder of this season. 608 saves, that's the most all-time. 5-time world champion, 1999 World Series MVP, 42 career postseason saves, that's a Major League Baseball record, and a 12-time All-Star. Now, this is what Mariano had to say today prior to tonight's game.
I'm feeling good. I mean, things happen for a reason. So, I mean, the only concern or my only worry was just letting my team down. But besides that, I'm positive and optimism, and just start a new chapter again.
Just a few minutes ago, you said, I'm not going down like this. What went into that decision that made you say, hey, I'm coming back from this?
Well, I mean, the way it happened. You know, I mean, I love the game. I love to compete. And if the good Lord give me the opportunity to come back and do it again, that's what I wanted to do.
Well, everybody a little bit more upbeat today, David, as Mariano says he indeed is coming back next season.
He's coming back, and he's still going to be around. His presence will be felt as he rehabs his injury, you know, going on down through the summer. But, you know, it's somebody else's opportunity now. David Robinson or Rafael Soriano, the Yankees are going to find out what life's like without Mo, at least for this year. And it's a comforting notion to know that this isn't the end for Mo. He will get another chance. He will come back.
Well, how about Joe Girardi not naming a closer per se?
Well, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. We know one thing's for sure. There's going to be more drama in the 9th inning because Mo Rivera was the most comforting feeling for any manager or pitching coach. There was just hardly any drama when Mo came in the 9th. He didn't walk guys. He didn't work himself into trouble. There's going to be a little bit more of that for Joe Girardi and the Yankees, even though it's nice to have options. Robertson's one of the most talented relievers in the game. He might be the guy, but if it's Soriano, it's nice to have both of those guys to go to.
Well, we do know who is the first option for the Yankees tonight. That's going to be CC Sabathia. He's going to take to the mound. We're going to check out our New York Lottery pitching matchup when we come back. CC, the big man, will be on the mound for the Yankees when they start the ball game.
Need a new car? Now's the time to get amazing deals from Toyota, the full-line brand with the longest-lasting vehicles during Toyota's Save in May sales event. Right now, lease RAV4 for just $189 a month, or get 0% APR financing for a full 60 months on RAV4, or get $750 cash back.
Toyota's Save in May sales event won't last long, so what are you waiting for?
Hurry in today.
If you've been injured in an accident, you may be entitled to a large cash award. Whether you've been hurt in an auto accident, trip and fall, work-related injury, or any other accident that required medical attention, call the law offices of David I. Pankin to find out your legal rights. Accidents can happen to anyone at any time. To find out if you have a case, call now for a free legal consultation. 1-888-LAW-9600. Don't trust your case to just anyone. For over 18 years, David I. Pankin has been fighting for the rights of individuals just like you. Their legal team will work hard to get you the financial recovery you deserve. And remember, if there is no recovery, there is no fee. For a free case evaluation and to speak to an attorney right now, visit PankinLaw.com or call the law offices of David I. Pankin at 1-888-LAW-9600. That's 888-LAW-9600.
For 500 years, Koreans have been practicing a unique heat therapy. This historical therapy was revealed by the 12 different types of saunas to release your daily fatigues and to restore yourself. Refresh your body and mind with the heat of a 500-year-old tradition. King Spa and Fitness.
Welcome back to Kansas City. Time to check out our New York Lottery pitching matchup for this evening, the second game of this four-game series for the Yankees. The big man, CC Sabathia, gets to start with a record of 3-0 and an ERA that's been dropping lately down to 4.58. He's in there against the left-hander, Bruce Chan. He's looking for his first victory of the year. 0-3 with a 4.23. That's the matchup for Game 2 of this series. When we come back, the captain, Derek Jeter, will be leading off for the Yankees. He had a 4-hit game here last night, his third 4-hit game of the season. The captain, when we get back on Yes.
This one by Mattingly. Oh, hang on to the roof. Goodbye, home run.
Swung on and line to left field. Down the line, it is gone. It's a walk-off by Mark Teixeira.
Fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Wednesday, May 9th, when the Yankees take on the Tampa Bay Rays. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a New York Yankees Garden Gnome, courtesy of Scott's, the 2012 New York Yankees. Heroes remembered, legends born.
Leadership isn't given, it's earned. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Escape with up to 28 miles per gallon for an incredible $159 a month. Just $159. Most MPG, best value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Get your great poems here. Poems for sale.
Hey kids, how's business?
Terrible. No one wants our poems.
Maybe all you need is a little color. When businesses want their poems noticed, they put them on brightly colored Boise fireworks paper.
All we needed was a little color. Roman candle is red. Butter rocket is blue. Get Boise fireworks paper. From WB. That's who. Now you can shop at home.
Seen the signs on the passers-by. Something's got to give. Can't be free if it's good for me. But this good thing comes along and I can't deny too long. I need you to save me.
Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance.
Legendary. Leadership. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a new Ford Fusion with up to 33 miles per gallon. Now lease a Fusion for an amazing $139 a month. Unbeatable quality, undeniable value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by the professionals at your Tri-State GMC dealer. Why just go when you can go pro? By J&R Music and Computer World. And by Acura. Acura Advance. Well, the next pitcher should be inside. Here we are at Kauffman Stadium, Game 2 of a 4-game series. The Yankees and the Kansas City Royals. The Yankees trying to shake off the effects of a 3-game losing streak now, trying to get back in the win column. Let's check out tonight's Yankees starting lineup presented by Lexus. At the very top, the league's leading hitter, the captain, Derek Jeter. Curtis Granderson will follow him. Mark Teixeira will be at first base. Alex Rodriguez is the designated hitter tonight. Robinson Cano at second base, followed by Andrew Jones in right field. Jason Nix in left field. Eduardo Nunez will be at third base, and batting ninth is the catcher, Chris Stewart.
We're going to look at Bruce Chen, the veteran left-hander. 5 games, 0-3, 4.23 ERA, but rest of the numbers are pretty good. You know, only 6 walks and 18 strikeouts.
It is time for baseball here in Kansas City. And the first pitch to Jeter is lined into left center field for a base hit. He starts off where he left off last night. There.
We'll get back to Bruce Chen in the scouting report. He is the definition of a finesse pitcher, only 40% fastballs and 35% sliders, and then the real junk comes after that. And then staying power. He broke in '98 with the Braves. He's really bounced around several different teams. He was rewarded with a $9 million 2-year contract. He's got a little security, and he's better than his record. He's got a 1.12 whip in this year.
Curtis Granderson takes a pitch for a call strike. By the way, Derek Jeter with that base hit is now 8 for 11 leading off games against left-handed pitchers. 7 singles and a home run. That's outside, and it's 1-1 on Granderson. That's the way to get things started. Derek was hitting .583 against lefties. That's creeping up near 600 now against left-handed pitching. Check on Jeter at first base. Granderson had a hit here last night and now has reached safely in 24 straight games. That's the longest active streak in the American League. And he hits one in the air. Coming on is Francoeur, and he will make the catch. Jeter retreats to first base. Let's check out the rest of the Royals defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. From left to right in the outfield, it's going to be Gordon, Dyson, and Francoeur. In the infield, Moustakas, Escobar, Getz, and Hosmer, with Pena doing the catching tonight for Bruce Chen. Mark Teixeira will step in. Last night he had his 500th hit as a Yankee. And the first pitch from Chen is in there for a strike. He has hit well against Bruce Chen in the past, 9 for 19 with 5 home runs. That pitch misses, and it's a ball and a strike.
Well, you really get a sense of Bruce Chen at this point, is what he's going to feature. You know, he averages about 85 miles an hour with his fastball. Tonight, the first pitch of the game to Jeter was 72 miles an hour, as opposed to last night at 99.
This ball is hit well in left field, deep towards the bullpen, and this one is gone. A long home run for Mark Teixeira, and the Yankees break out in front 2-0. Now, we told you the numbers against Chen were excellent, but Teixeira had been 0 for his last 6, even though he was 9 for 19. So that is his 6th career home run, or make that 7th career home run against Bruce Chen. Yankees lead 2-0.
Well, this is Bruce Chen's cutter, 81 miles an hour, and it doesn't cut enough. Cuts out one of the seats in left field. Teixeira, that's what you call backlegging it right there.
Here's Alex Rodriguez, who takes a pitch high and away for ball 1. Alex has been on a bit of a roll, maybe not so much with runners in scoring position. That pitch is high for ball 2, but he's 10 for his last 25. And if fans remember back to August 14th a couple of years ago, Alex had a 3-home run night right here in Kansas City. That pitch is in there for a call strike, and it's 2-1. And each one of the home runs, David, went further than the previous one. That home run by Teixeira, by the way, 416 feet. Well tagged. That pitch misses. 3 balls and a strike on Alex Rodriguez. Teixeira drove in 2 runs here last night, 2 of the 3 Yankee runs, 2 more here tonight. Pitch is chopped foul, and the count is now full on Rodriguez.
The thing about Teixeira is that when he gets going, he hits home runs in bunches.
Yeah.
You know, and it's psychological. Confidence is fleeting, even for superstars in this game, and you can see just the look on his face. Boy, feeling better about himself right now.
That's a nice way to start off a ball game, with a long home run. The Yankees jump out in front 2-0. Rodriguez hits a high fly ball to right field. Coming on is Francoeur, the right fielder. And he will make the catch round number 2. Let's look at the game time weather conditions presented by Bigelow Tea. As we told you, it's a very warm and humid night here. 86 degrees, humidity up to 60%. The winds 13 miles per hour, once again blowing from right to left. And the forecast is partly cloudy, a slight chance of rain. Wow. Look at the eyes of Teixeira as he zeroes in on that pitch. And he knew it as soon as he touched it off. That was worth watching. Here's Cano. And Robinson will take a pitch for a call strike. Cano is 3 for his last 15. And that pitch is low for a ball. He's trying to, well, I wouldn't say he's really mired in a slump, but he hasn't been hitting the way he should. Let's put it that way. 1 year ago on this date, he had was hitting .308 with 8 homers. Ball grounded to the right side for Getz. Nice high hop. This is going to do it for the Yankees here in the top of the first inning, but they break out. Jeter had a single, and Mark Teixeira jumped all over this pitch. And when it lands, the Yankees have a 2-0 lead. It's on to the bottom of the first inning.
This is Mission Control. You are go for re-entry. Coors Light Silver Bullet Pine. We are cleared for 16 ounces of refreshment. Resealable cap disengaged. That's one giant pint for mankind. Cross-brewed Coors Light, the summer's most refreshing beer.
If you think you have to trade power for fuel economy, think again. Lincoln MKX.
Visit your local Lincoln dealer for this exceptional lease offer, plus 4 years complimentary maintenance on Lincoln MKX.
It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
There's Bruce Chen in the Royals dugout trying to figure out what happened on that pitch to Mark Teixeira. We know what happened to it. It went a long way. Here's CC Sabathia trying to keep the ball in the park and looking for his 4th win of the season. Here's the Royals starting lineup that CC will be facing. Gerard Dyson will be in center field. Alex Gordon in left. Billy Butler's the designated hitter. Eric Hosmer will be at first base. Jeff Francoeur, the veteran, in right. Mike Moustakas, he was a big hitter here last night for the Royals. He'll be at third base. Brian Pena's doing the catching. Chris Getz will be at second. And Alcides Escobar will be playing shortstop and batting ninth.
Here's the big fellow on the year. CC Sabathia, 5 starts. He's 3-0. The ERA a little high, 4.5 plus. But the strikeouts are up. Look at that. Only 9 walks and 38 strikeouts.
In his career, CC is 17-10 against the Royals.
You see on the scouting report, he's heating up with the weather. We've seen his velocity start to creep back up. He's averaged almost 94 miles an hour for his career, just 91.8 so far this year. But the weather's going to help him tonight. We talk about that home run rate is also up as well.
Dyson takes a pitch in there for a strike. Now, CC is also, as you said, on the scouting report, striking out more people.
He is. He's striking out 9.68 per 9 innings so far this year. And over his career, he's averaged about 7.71. So far this year, he's had the K-ball working.
A little roller foul off the bat of Dyson, and the count is no balls and 2 strikes. I mentioned CC is 17-10 against the Royals. There's Dyson's numbers. Since he's been recalled, he's had a hit in every single game he's played in. He's got a 7-game hitting streak going. So he wants to stay in the big leagues and face the likes of CC Sabathia. Ground ball knocked down by Nunez. He cannot handle it. We'll see how they score it. That was a hot shot off the bat of Dyson, and he'll be safe at first.
So he gets caught thinking that he can heat with his glove, trying to sort of shovel it with his glove as opposed to turning the glove over and immediately backhanding it, but not a lot of time, you know. I mean, at third base, as Kenny said, it's the hot corner. You've got to have quick hands to roll that glove over and try to pick it and backhand it as opposed to trying to to shovel it and keeping your glove towards the hitter.
Well, Dyson's going to be credited with a base hit. And now has hit in 8 straight games, and he also has a pretty good lead over there at first base as Alex Gordon steps in. And Sabathia deals a strike. Gordon had a 5-game hitting streak broken here last night. But even so, he's 11 for his last 27. Young man really came into his own last year. Pop up down the third base side. Long run for Nunez. This is drifting into foul territory and will be out of play. And the count on Gordon quickly goes to no balls and 2 strikes. You're right about Nunez not going to the backhand. That'd have been a better play. He tried to come across the body and the ball hit off the heel of his glove. And we've seen him at short. And shortstop to me is his best position. Third base, I don't think he's quite as comfortable at third. In left field, maybe even less comfortable. Gordon hits one in the air to right center field. On the run is Granderson. He won't be able to get it. Dyson's going to score all the way from first. Gordon's going to hold at second with a double. And it's now 2-1 Yankees as the Royals fight back here in the bottom of the first inning.
Sabathia's got that good slider, and Gordon does some good plate coverage right there to go out and get it. Sabathia doesn't quite get it where he wants to. Gordon hooks it in the gap. Granderson shading him just the other way a bit, and Dyson is low flying. As you see, just splits the gap, and Granderson gets it back in, and there's just no chance to catch Dyson. He can really fly.
Here's Billy Butler, the designated hitter. And he takes a pitch for a call strike. CC thus far 3 first pitch strikes.
And Dyson just kind of trotting right there to read it, and then all of a sudden he's going to kick it in gear, and that's just when he starts to fly. He cuts that third base bag, and there's just no chance.
Well, David, this afternoon we went to a luncheon and Willie Wilson was there. Had a chance to catch up with the former Fleet center fielder of the Royals. Willie, of course, from New Jersey. Summit, New Jersey. He was about 5 minutes from becoming a running back for the University of Maryland, and the Royals came up with the money, and he signed with the Royals.
It's the legendary stories of him in his high school running back days. Bear Bryant, the legendary Alabama coach, said he was the best high school running back he ever saw.
Inside to Butler, and spins him out of the way. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's when Kauffman Stadium was artificial surface, and it was made for Willie Wilson. A lot of doubles and triples. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a changeup, and Butler is struck out. Here is Eric Hosmer, the first baseman. Hosmer off to a slow start. You'll see it by the numbers. 196, 5 home runs, 15 runs batted in. He was 2 for 4 here last night, but still is just 3 for his last 27. Royals have the tying run at second with 1 out. And CC deals yet another first pitch strike. That's 4 in a row. David, what do you feel about the Ned Yost having 3 left-handed hitters in the first 4 to face CC Sabathia?
Yeah, that's just, he's making a statement. These are my guys, the young studs, and he's going to write them out.
Pitch is fouled off. And Hosmer's in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes.
You know, when you think about 3 young players, all with power, all that can really swing the bat, but they're left-handed. You know, Moustakas, Hosmer, and obviously Gordon. But boy, that's just some talent that really gives the Royals hope. You get some young pitching like Duffy last night to come along for the ride, and the Royals are on the right track.
The 0-2 pitch, and it's popped up. That's into left field. Jason Nix coming on. He ambles on, makes the catch, and that is the second out of the inning. Let's check out the Yankees on defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Nixon left, you just saw him. Granderson at center, Jones in right. Nunez, Jeter, Cano, Teixeira round out the infield, and Chris Stewart doing the catching for CC Sabathia once again. They're becoming a tandem just about every fifth day. Jeff Francoeur, the right fielder's up. He's fit in well here with the Royals. Look out, has him jumping back out of the way. That is ball one.
You know, you bring up a good point, Kenny. It makes Francoeur that much more important as the right-handed power bat in the middle of this lineup with the three lefties that we just mentioned, the young lefties on the Royals. And Francoeur, a key part of the puzzle, along with Billy Butler.
Ball is hit in the air to right center. Going to be a long run, and this one's going to drop in there. Gordon will score. Francoeur to second, and he will hold there with a double, and it's a 2-2 ball game. So a single and two doubles have scored 2 runs, and we've had plenty of action here in the first inning.
So Francoeur, notoriously just a bad ball hitter, a free swinging type, and inside out's a fastball that Sabathia didn't quite get in enough. And once again, this just perfectly splits the gap. Look at him, almost bails and inside outs that ball. Perfectly placed. Twice this inning, fly balls split the gap.
Francoeur had 47 doubles a year ago, one of the league leaders. Here's Mike Moustakas, and he takes a pitch low for a ball. Moustakas was a big hitting hero here last night. Hit a 400-foot home run to straightaway center field. Also had a single that drove in a couple of runs. And he's off to a good start. Another one of the Royal youngsters. 1-0 pitch, and that is in there for a strike. Let's take a look at that home run he hit here last night. This is off David Phelps.
Just shows you the type of power that he has. To be able to go up and away and drive that ball to dead center. It's 410 feet here at Kauffman Stadium, so that's a good shot.
Ball and 2 strikes as CC comes in on his hands. And that was measured, I think, 421. Moustakas with a 6-game hitting streak. I had a chance to talk to him before the game. Very nice young man. He kept calling me sir. The 1-2 pitch, and it's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Sabathia picks up his second strikeout, but the Royals come up with 2 runs here in the bottom of the first. We've got a 2-2 game moving into the second.
For our families, our neighbors, and our communities, America's beverage companies have created a wide range of new choices, developing smaller portion sizes and more low and no-calorie beverages, adding clear calorie labels so you know exactly what you're choosing, and in schools, replacing full-calorie soft drinks with lower-calorie options. With more choices and fewer calories, America's beverage companies are delivering.
If someone you love has a problem with drugs or alcohol, who should you call? I'm Robin Blythe of Cliffside, Malibu. Our treatment program is so effective, we guarantee it.
We believe every client deserves their own therapist to guide them through a personalized recovery process to overcome addiction.
Our Malibu location is private, comfortable, and serene. Who wouldn't want the best treatment in the world for the person you love the most?
Call Cliffside Malibu today, 888-CLIFFSIDE.
The in crowd. They know the in spots, the in places, inside and out. They know the beautiful people, and they know how to get there in style. The in crowd, those who choose Infinity of Manhattan. In Manhattan, yet in keeping with low price and high quality, and inviting the tri-state area to save on the FX35 at an insider's price of only $429 per month. So get into the in crowd. Get into Infinity of Manhattan.
Hey fans, it's time for the Toyota Text Poll. Tonight's question is, which is Mariano Rivera's greatest achievement to date? Text your vote to 42951. Standard text messaging rates apply. And here are your choices. 608 regular season saves or 42 postseason saves. Those are 2 tough choices. If it wasn't for the regular season, you wouldn't have gotten to the postseason.
I know what I'm choosing.
Yeah, well.
I got 4 rings on my finger because of number 2.
Yeah, I would go with number 2 as well. Bruce Chen on the mound for the second inning. He threw 16 pitches in the first inning to the Yankees, and 10 of them were strikes. Last year, the Yankees split with the Royals. The season series went 3-3 as Andrew Jones steps in to begin the second inning. And an off-speed pitch drops in there for a strike. Chen had one of those victories. He beat the Yankees August 17th right here in Kansas City. Pitch, a little looper off the label. Coming on is Francoeur. He can't hold on. So Andrew Jones, who had 3 hits here last night, has another one to start the second inning. Good effort by the Royals right fielder.
You know, Francoeur, an excellent defender in right field, and he's going to tell you after the game he should have had that. Yeah. He just got it off the heel of the glove. He got there in plenty of time.
That used to hurt more when it was artificial surface here. Come up with elbow scrapes on your knees. Now with the natural grass. You dive all over this place. Here's Jason Nix. And Nix will take one maybe a little bit low for a ball.
It's one of the big mysteries here in Kansas City. When the stadium was first built, they had the greatest groundskeeper in the history of the world, George Toma, who did all the Super Bowls for years. And they had artificial surface here. They had the best grass guy in the business, yet it was artificial turf.
Pitch is hit in the air to short center field. Dyson took a step back. Now he comes on, and he'll make the catch for the first out. Jones back to first base. And that'll bring up Eduardo Nunez, who is mired in a 0 for 18 slump. Maybe he's taking his hitting to the field with him.
It's very difficult on a young man when you throw him out in left field and he's at shortstop one day and third base the next, and he's going to be more valuable in the long run by learning these positions, but right now very difficult for him.
Chen deals, and the first pitch is inside for a ball. Bruce Chen has led the Royals in victories the past 2 seasons. Had 12 last year and 12 the year before. And David, you were saying he got an extension?
He did. He had a nice year last year for the Royals in 2011. They rewarded him with a two-year, $9 million deal.
Andrew Jones easily back to first. And you're talking about a well-traveled left-hander.
A guy who's been released a couple of times. As you see there, you see his career in Atlanta and Philly and the Mets and Montreal. That's called journeyman. I mean, you're bouncing around getting released several times, and you find a home here in Kansas City, and have a good year last year, and for the first time in his career, maybe not a monster deal obviously, but a nice 2-year $9 million deal. You can feel pretty comfortable here. The Royals appreciate him, and they like his presence in the clubhouse.
Spent 3 years in Baltimore. He thought he was going to, well, he had there long enough to be able to vote. Maybe not so much in some of those other towns. A ball and a strike on Nunez. Yankees 2, Royals 2. We're in the second inning. And this pitch is fouled off. Right now, I want to give a shout out to some of the cameramen who got that footage of Mariano's injury yesterday. You know, they were on the ball. This is during batting practice, and sometimes in some places you might not get this. So Sean Chomsky, Bobby Taylor, and Rich White. Great job, fellas. Your footage went probably all over the world. This pitch is hit hard. Line drive right to Getz, and Andrew Jones is going to be doubled up. And that's going to do it for the Yankees here in the top of the second inning. So at the end of 1.5, as we head to the bottom of the second inning, it remains the Yankees 2 and the Royals 2.
See ya! Alex Rodriguez, the youngest man ever to get to 600 home runs.
Fans celebrate Mother's Day at Yankee Stadium on Sunday, May 13th, when the Yankees take on the Mariners. The first 30,000 guests in attendance will receive sunscreen courtesy of La Roche-Posay. The 2012 New York Yankees. Heroes remembered, legends born.
8 hours after you quit smoking, your blood oxygen level returns to normal. In 3 months, your lung function improves up to 30%. And 10 years after you quit, your risk of dying from lung cancer is about half that of a smoker. But right now, you're one cigarette closer to cancer. Every cigarette makes you sick. Quit smoking today. For help, call 311 or 1-866-NY-QUITS.
If you're looking for thicker green grass, you should know that all grass seed is not created equal. We're Pennington, the grass seed people. And we're proud to tell you the truth about what's in a bag of our smart seed. It's 20 pounds of the best seed we've ever made. That's it. Their 20-pound bag, 10 pounds of seed and 10 pounds of filler. That's a fact. You want green grass on your side of the fence? The seed matters. Smart seed from Pennington. Honest green.
Verizon customers, you won't have to miss a game again now that you can watch live Yes Network Yankee games on your PCs or laptops with Verizon Fios. Get a full season of live Yankee games on the go for just $49.99. If you're a Verizon Fios TV customer with Fios Internet, go to yesnetwork.com to get more information and subscribe now. Just chilling on a warm evening here in Kansas City. 2-2 ball game as we go to the bottom of the second. David, this feels like midsummer here today.
Boy, it does. You know, we can see that the ball's carrying very well off the bat. You know, I always love this weather too, Kenny. I mean, your arm got a little looser. We saw some guys from the Royal side bringing some heat last night. Pitching arms are getting loose.
Here's Brian Pena, the catcher, and he swings at the first pitch. It's grounded to short. One pitch and one out here in the bottom of the second. So Pena back to the bench, and that'll bring up another left-handed hitter. Chris Getz, the second baseman. Now the Royals' regular second baseman had been Unieski Betancourt, but he's on the disabled list with a sprained ankle. The Royals called up a veteran minor leaguer, Irving Falu, a young man from Puerto Rico, and he's on the bench in a backup role. This pitch is in there for a strike. But Falu has been in the Royal system for 10 years without playing in the major leagues. So he's on the bench watching tonight, getting a little bit closer to a big league game. The 0-1 pitch, and that hits the outside corner, and once again CC jumps ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, the Yankees made some roster moves of their own today. Mariano Rivera, of course, placed on the 15-day DL. Cody Epley called up from AAA. Michael Pineda placed on the 60-day DL. That opened up a spot on the roster as DJ Mitchell was sent back to AAA. And called up was Dwayne Wise, the outfielder, who we saw a lot of at spring training. And he arrived just before the ball game. Got a chance to take a couple of swings during batting practice. Line drive into left field for Escobar, and he's going to have himself an extra base hit as Jason Nix runs this down. So the third double of the game for the Royals. And that comes with 2 outs and nobody on here in the second inning. So far, there's Dwayne Wise, who game at spring training, he had 2 home runs at we telecast back to on Yes.
Yeah, and was doing very well in AAA as well. He's got you know, obviously a big league outfielder with major league experience, swinging a hot bat.
He's hitting .333 at AAA. Here's Gerard Dyson, who had a single and scored in the first inning. And he takes a pitch for a call strike. CC consistently getting ahead of the hitters. First pitch strike to 8 of the 10 batters he's faced thus far. Runner goes. Escobar headed for third, and he's going to steal it. So with 2 outs, Escobar picks up a stolen base, his 6th of the year.
And a no doubter. And Chris, you know, Stewart doesn't even have to even attempt to make a throw there.
1-1 pitch hit on the ground to second for Cano. He retreats a bit, comes up with it, and makes the play. Dyson's retired, so the Royals. So 2 innings have been played. It's a 2-2 ball game. Chris Stewart will lead off when we come back.
This weekend on Yes, we've got the games that you've got to see. Tomorrow at 6:30 and Sunday at 1. The Yankees continue their series against the Royals, and you never know what's going to happen next.
Here comes Jeter. Yankees win on a walk-off wild pitch.
Weekend coverage from KC continues tomorrow at 6:30 only on Yes.
Play $1 Million Scratch, the new scratch-off game from the New York Lottery.
Hello.
Sun shines through today with seasonal temperature.
Hey, the boards are going this way. There's no way. Oh, the lights came on.
Isn't technology supposed to make life easier? At Chase, we're pioneering innovations that make banking simple. Deposit a check with a photo, pay someone with an email, and bank seamlessly with our award-winning mobile app. Take a step forward and chase what matters.
It's an event so big, we couldn't keep it all inside. Nissan's National Tent Event is back with closeout pricing on the 2012 Altima, our best-selling sedan. Now lease it just $179 per month, or lease Nissan Rogue, only $209. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your local Nissan dealer. Hurry, when the tents come down, Altima closeout pricing will end.
Fans, follow the Yankees with the MLB.com @BAT12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live, audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit Yankees.com for details. There he is. Hall of Famer George Brett. One of the best third basemen ever to put on a pair of cleats. His number retired, of course, here in Kansas City. Chris Stewart takes a pitch from Bruce Chen in there for a call strike. And now, vice president of operations.
George was one of those guys that was given a lifetime contract back during his playing days.
Stewart fouls one just in front of us, and the count is 0-2. On our Lincoln scoreboard, the Yankees 2, the Royals 2. We're in the top of the third.
You know, back in the 80s, Ewing Kauffman, the former owner of the Royals, took on a partner named Avron Fogelman, who then came in and gave out lifetime deals. And George was one of them.
Stewart hits one down the right field side. It's going to be a long run for Hosmer. Does he have a play? Yes, he does. In foul territory, comes up with it. And Stewart is retired for out number 1 here in the third.
So George Brett has been a fixture here, and he's got an executive job for as long as he wants it. And you know, I don't know how involved he is on the day-to-day operations, but he's certainly a presence felt here in Kansas City, in the community and within the organization.
Back to the top of the order for the Yankees, and Derek Jeter had a single. There's a statue of George just outside of Kauffman Stadium. That familiar stance.
Charlie Lau, former great hitting instructor, on your back leg.
That catches the corner for a call strike. Jeter's got outstanding numbers. He leads the league in road hitting, and that number's gone up because it's 481 when he came into the night. He's already gotten a hit. And 583 against lefties went up. That pitch is fouled off, and the count is 0-2. And he's also hitting about 450 in night games. And that's among the league leaders. And now just 8 hits behind Tony Gwynn on the all-time list. Little chopper to short for Escobar. Gets a nice hop. The throw to first is just in time. Jeter hustling down the line, but that's out number 2. This is certainly a different look for these Yankee hitters following Danny Duffy here last night, who threw as hard as 99 miles an hour. Bruce Chen, what do you say? One of his pitches was 72?
The first pitch of the game tonight was 72 miles an hour. The first pitch of the game last night was 99 miles an hour.
Here's Granderson. And he'll take an off-speed pitch in there for a strike. Granderson flew out to right field in Francoeur in the first inning. 2 outs, nobody on for the Yankees here in the third. A floater just misses the outside corner. It's a ball and a strike.
Floating 64-mile-an-hour curveball.
2 balls and a strike.
You know, that's what Bruce Chen has really revamped his style. He'll change arm angles. He'll drop down. He'll throw that really super slow curve occasionally.
Granderson fouls one off. Now, we talked about Eddie Murray here last night a little bit. We talked about him today at the luncheon that we went to, which was the Legends Luncheon. It helps the Negro League Museum here in Kansas City. Help support that. Eddie Murray used to use a heavier bat against pitchers who threw him a lot of soft stuff. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Granderson, and it's called strike 3. Chen picks off the inside corner, picks up his first strikeout. The Yankees go in order here in the third inning. Nothing across. At the end of 2.5, it's a 2-2 game.
Number 3,000 into the stands. Jeter makes history here today.
Leaders make history. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Edge with 27 miles per gallon for an amazing $199 a month. Best mileage, most value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
This AT&T 4G network is fast.
Hey, heard any updates on the game?
I think it's final seconds. Ooh, shoots a 3. Game over.
So 2 seconds ago.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Harris. Where's Kevin?
Say hi, Kevin.
Mom, put me down. Put the phone down.
Hey, guys, did you hear?
The Choice had their baby?
So 29 seconds ago.
Well, we should get them a gift.
Thanks for the gift. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Get it fast with AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network, covering 2,000 more 4G cities and towns than Verizon. AT&T.
We're your hero. Anytime, anyplace, anywhere with Majestic jerseys. If it happens in baseball, it happens in Majestic.
Leadership isn't given, it's earned. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Escape with up to 28 miles per gallon for an incredible $159 a month. Just $159. Most MPG, best value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
It felt like someone cut my leg off. So I knew it was serious, but at the time I didn't feel it. Maybe it was adrenaline, you know. I didn't feel that bad, but the morning, I mean, this morning around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, it was throbbing and crazy, painful. But I'm good. I'm here, laughing. Thank God.
Mariano Rivera talking earlier today to our Meredith Marakovich just outside of the Yankee clubhouse, and good to see Mariano in good spirits. He said he's coming back. He doesn't want to go out like this with an injury. First pitch to Gordon's in there for a strike from CC Sabathia. And Joe Girardi said after the game last night that good teams find a way to win. We're just going to have to deal with this injury and move on. On our Lincoln scoreboard, it's a 2-2 ball game. The pitch to Gordon is a ball, 1-1. Today, Mariano had a wrap on the knee, and it was swollen, as you might expect.
Yeah, and those sorts of injuries, you almost have to wait a couple of days to get the swelling down before you can do the surgery. So that's why Mariano's still here in Kansas City with the team.
The 1-1 pitch to Gordon is swung on and missed. Strike 2, 1-2. Sabathia has the most wins against the Royals than any other active American League pitcher. He's 17-10 in his career. And he's won 5 of his last 7 decisions against the Royals. He did not pitch against them last year. 1-2 pitch, and it's inside for a ball, 2-2. His last start came here at Kauffman Stadium in July of 2010. Or make that August of 2010. And he got the win. The Yankees won it 4-3. In the air to center field. It hit pretty well. Granderson's retreating. Still going back. Got a beat on it now and makes the catch for out number 1. That ball carried. Gordon didn't have his best swing. That might have been helped out by the wind a bit.
Well, Gordon's really hung in there on a couple of sliders. He got a double in the first inning, and this probably gets a little more plate than Sabathia wants. But Gordon showed that he can hang in there on Sabathia's very good slider. And the ball did just keep going, and Granderson drifted out and finally just corrals it.
Here's Billy Butler, the number 3 hitter and the designated hitter for the Royals. Breaking ball is downstairs, and it's ball 1. Swing and a miss, and that evens the count at a ball and a strike. By the way, in that game that CC won back on August 12th of 2010, it was David Robertson who picked up the save. That was his first major league save, as he entered the game in the 9th inning. The 1-1 pitch, and Butler hits it on the ground and foul. And it was kind of a hairy situation. The Yankees had a 4-1 lead. CC had gone 8 in the 3rd. And there were runners on the corners. Robertson allowed a 2-run double to make it 4-3. And the Royals put another man on base before he got the final out. So you were saying there might be some more drama in the 9th inning now. This pitch is hit on the ground. Nunez has it, straightens up, throws across the diamond. That's out number 2. Fans, this Sunday, don't miss the season premiere of Yankees on Deck, presented by Blimpie. This season, there's more fun and games with your favorite Bombers as they spin baseball in a whole new direction. An all-new season of Yankees on Deck starts Sunday at noon, only on Yes. As you look here, David, where are the on-deck circles? That's a staple of any ballpark.
It really is. And no markings. No,
stand where you want to, huh?
Stand wherever you want.
That pitch to Hosmer's outside for ball 1.
Part of that is, in the new remodeled Kauffman Stadium here, they added seats behind home plate and took away a little foul territory. And they have the dirt warning track all the way around the field. And sometimes, a little cover or a plastic on-deck circle cover can be dangerous for catchers and infielders trying to make catches in the foul territory where the on-deck circle would normally be. But right along in here is where they added the new seats, so you lost some foul territory.
At least you can draw a circle or something, 1-1 to count to Hosmer, who flew out to left field his first time. Look down, that's inside. 2 balls and a strike. Every once in a while, CC will buzz one in on you just to give you the idea, stay away from that outside corner. Nothing wrong with that. As a hitter, I used to take that as a compliment. Sometimes they're not that nice, though. They get a little too close. 2-1 pitch. See, comes back with a breaking ball, hits the corner. It's 2-2.
Hosmer just looks good in the box, even though he's struggling so far at 194. You just get the sense that he's going to bust out.
On the ground, but foul. Another good breaking ball.
Big kid with good bat speed. Excellent first baseman as well. I mean, certainly the future of the Royals right here. And just kind of struggling, even though he does have 5 home runs on the year. But that 194 average is going to be more like 294 before the year's over.
In the air to right center field. On the run is Granderson. A long way. He reaches out and makes the catch for out number 3. The Royals go 1-2-3, nothing across. Mark Teixeira is going to lead it off in the 4th inning. He went deep, very deep in the first with a man aboard. It's a 2-2 ball game here in Kansas City.
Play Beat the Streak on YesNetwork.com, presented by Bob Stores. If you pick a player who gets a hit each day, your streak continues. One season-long winner gets an authentic seat from the old stadium and a gift card from Bob Stores. So get your streak on today at YesNetwork.com.
If you've been injured in an accident, you may be entitled to a large cash award. Whether you've been hurt in an auto accident, trip and fall, work-related injury, or any other accident that required medical attention, call the law offices of David I. Pankin to find out your legal rights. Accidents can happen to anyone at any time. To find out if you have a case, call now for a free legal consultation. 1-888-LAW-9600. Don't trust your case to just anyone. For over 18 years, David I. Pankin has been fighting for the rights of individuals just like you. Their legal team will work hard to get you the financial recovery you deserve. And remember, if there is no recovery, there is no fee. For a free case evaluation and to speak to an attorney right now, visit PankinLaw.com or call the law offices of David I. Pankin at 1-888-LAW-9600. That's 888-LAW-9600.
4 legendary boxers, 2 championship fights. Boxing's pound-for-pound king, Floyd Money Mayweather, versus the sport's reigning light middleweight champion, Miguel Cotto. On the same night, Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Sugar Shane Mosley.
This is Floyd Money Mayweather. I'm undefeated for a reason, because I'm the best. Watch me show you why when I beat down Miguel Cotto live Saturday, May 5th on the Reg TV pay-per-view.
Fans come out to Yankee Stadium on Wednesday, May 9th for a special giveaway where the Yankees take on the Rays. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees Garden Dome courtesy of Scott's. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit Yankee Stadium ticket windows, Yankee Clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Here's Mark Teixeira, and he takes a pitch from Bruce Chen in there for a strike. Teixeira's 2-run homer gave the Yankees an initial lead in the top of the first. The Royals scored 2 of their own in the bottom of the inning. That's where we stand right now. It's a 2-2 game. Outside ball 2. Now some hitters, I've always felt, are warm weather hitters. They don't perform quite as well early in the season, and Teixeira seems to be one of those type of hitters. Pitch is swung on and miss on a changeup. It's 2-2.
Well, it seems to be. I mean, he's tried so many different methods to try to get off to a quicker start. You know, his off-season workout program. Nobody works harder than Teixeira. He's in great shape, a fantastic athlete.
2-2 pitch. And he hits a line drive towards center field. Coming on is Dyson. He's going to have to play this one on a hop as Teixeira is now 2 for 2. Solid single into center field. Time for the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. And here's the Mariano Rivera has had 8 seasons with 40 or more saves. Who was the first pitcher in Major League history to have 40 or more saves in a season? We'll have the answer for you in the bottom half of the inning. Here's Alex Rodriguez, and he swings and misses at the first pitch, strike 1. Who was the first pitcher to have 40 saves? That's a good question. They're getting tougher as the season goes along. That pitch is low for a ball.
Well, it's a little bit shorter history. Obviously, the save rule came into play more in the modern era, obviously. Jerome Holzman, legendary columnist in Chicago, kind of created what a lot of people don't like, which is the save rule. And even to this day, it's somewhat controversial among a lot of baseball pundits.
Ball is hit hard by the third baseman Moustakas, and A-Rod has a hit. Back-to-back singles for the Yankees to open the 4th. Jerome Holzman interviewed me on my first day in the big leagues after I went 0 for 4 in Chicago. He found out I had a lot of relatives in Chicago. As we watch Moustakas, maybe had a little slip there as he went for the ball. And I think he wanted to make sure that they at least got one article out of me before I was sent back to the minors, which didn't happen, by the way. Here's Robinson Cano. These are the situations where Robbie has to get going. He has not hit particularly well with runners in scoring position this year. And he's got Teixeira at second and Alex Rodriguez at first. Robbie grounded out to second his first time. Swings, had a good cut, fouled it back. Just 125 with runners in scoring position. and just 173 with runners on base. Those numbers will improve. Brian Pena, the catcher, having some issues with his shin guard. Looks like he's got it all squared away. 2 on, nobody out for the Yankees here in the 4th inning in a 2-2 ball game. Outside, the count levels at a ball and a strike.
You know, the thing I've noticed about Cano, even though it's early in the season and it's a small sample size, but he's hit a lot more ground balls this year. He seems to be chasing balls down a little bit in the strike zone. You know, last year in 11, his ground ball rate was 46.7%. This year, 54.4% so far.
Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike.
You know, he had 8 home runs at this point last year and only 1, I believe, now.
Yeah, 1.
And, you know, it just seems like he's chasing that ball down a little more than he normally did, or at least compared to last year. And he's beating the ball on the ground a little more instead of getting those pitches up that he could really drive.
2 balls and a strike, and Cano fouls one back. That'll level things up at 2-2. The scoreboard had 2-0, but the count is actually 2-2. You know, sometimes you get a little too anxious, you get out in front, you hit the ball on the ground. You don't trust your hands.
Yeah, well, we've seen him do that a lot. That he, you know, he got a little anxious and he's kind of beat the ball on the ground, and then when he does drive it, he's hitting bad luck. You know, he's hit some line drive, a lot of line drives at people too this year so far.
Outside, and the count has gone full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Robinson Cano. Andrew Jones in the on deck circle.
He got to clean it up here. There's a donut. There's a donut. There's a bat. You know, I mean, that's sloppy right there. That's you got to do some housekeeping.
Where's the bad boy? It not only sloppy, it could be dangerous.
I think it is.
Yeah. Full count on Cano. The runners are going, and the pitch is swung on and missed. To throw to third, and it's a double play. A strike him out, throw him out, double play.
That's kind of what we were talking about. He gets Cano to chase a ball, another ball down and off the plate. You see Robbie way out in front, and once he swings through it, Teixeira's got no chance. He's dead meat at third.
I am sure that Cano knew the runner was going. And in these situations, that's when your plate discipline really has to come in. You got to really zone in on your strike zone. Ball 4 is going to load the bases. If it's a strike, you got to try and put it in play. So Andrew Jones, ball off the glove of Pena. Alex Rodriguez is going to move over to third base. And I think they scored that a pass ball.
Well, it is. It's, you know, he's setting up inside, expecting a pitch inside. He gets caught in the rocking chair back there, a little too relaxed. Doesn't quite react to a ball that really wasn't that far outside. He just wasn't anticipating it to be on that side of the plate.
Outside again, 2 balls and no strikes. Andrew Jones had his first 3-hit game of the season last night, and he's got another hit here tonight. Strike 1, 2 balls and a strike. Andrew, for his career, has hit over 300 against the Royals. Alex Rodriguez at third, representing the go-ahead run. There's 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Off-speed pitch drops in for strike 2, 2-2.
You know, Bruce Shin, one of those rare lefties that will throw sidearm to right-handed batters as well. You know, he'll change his arm angle, lefties or righties.
Curveball drops in for call, strike 3, and he gets out of the jam. The Yankees put 2 men on to get things going, but they do not score. 3.5 have been played here at Kauffman Stadium. It's still a 2-2 game.
J&R, New York's largest and top-rated technology superstore for cameras, computers, audio products, movies, music, housewares, TVs, video games, and more. Visit J&R, giving you the real deal in electronics since 1971.
Your life is busy. Your life is on a budget. There is one place you can count on to help you save time, save money. ShopRite.
Porterhouse, T-bone, or shell steaks, only $5.99 a pound with your card. And choose from assorted Healthy Choice or Marie Calendar dinners for only $1.99 each with your card.
One place where you can be confident you get the value and the quality you want for your family every time you shop. One place, your place. ShopRite.
Regis, why are we here?
Need to check one thing before we go.
By the way, I think you're supposed to put the boots on later.
Excuse me, I'm interested in getting a mortgage.
Sure, we have great rates, no application fee, and for new purchases, same-day loan decision guaranteed.
See, TD Bank makes it easy.
Wait a second. I thought you invited me to your country house.
I invited you to the country. I never said I had a house.
From hassle-free mortgages to home equity loans, TD Bank, America's most convenient bank.
The Johnsons, right? Yeah. Which house is yours? The one with the Silverado up front. So, what do you do? Well, nice.
And Bingo was his name.
The
Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickups on the road. From work site to home front, Chevy runs deep.
Well, fans, catch a new edition of the WB Mason Presents the Joe Girardi Show as the skipper discusses the Mariano Rivera injury and what it means for the Yankees. It's an all-new Joe Girardi Show next Sunday at 6, only on Yes. CC Sabathia will deal to Jeff Francoeur. Francoeur had a double, but it takes a pitch low for a ball. Was his 7th double of the year. 1-0 pitch, and that's low. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. And we saw a little bit of what has been the Yankees' problem, hitting with runners in scoring position. Last night they were 1 for 9 and couldn't come through last inning. On the ground to the left side, Nunez gloves it, straightens up and throws, and there's one down.
Take a look at the Home Depot hitters scout report on Mike Moustakas. The #1 draft in 2007, second in the nation. He has an impact bat and he's got power. We saw that last night. He hit a bomb to center field. He had 5 home runs last year and over 300 at bats. He's already got 4 this year and much improved on defense. That play last night to end the game was as good as you're going to see by any third baseman, the bare hand throw, and they love him in the clubhouse. He definitely has leadership skills and respectful guy for the game. He respects the game.
Well, his uncle is Tom Robson, and I played with Tom in A-ball, and he was partially responsible for getting me to the big leagues because he led the league in home runs in the California League, and I was batting right in front of him. Swing and a miss, and it's a ball and a strike of Moustakas. I was in Visalia for I think 2.5 months, and I scored 63 runs in 2.5 months, and they sent me to AAA from A-ball. The 1-1 pitch swung on and foul tip into the glove of Chris Stewart, and that is strike 2.
Did you tell Mike that?
Yeah, I had a nice. I made sure to tell your uncle I said hi.
I said hi and thank you.
His uncle went on to be the hitting coach for Bobby Valentine with the Rangers and with the Mets. The 1-2 pitch fouled off. He just got a piece of it.
Well, Mike Moustakas was a legendary high school player in the Los Angeles area, both power, home runs, and average. The Royals drafted him out of high school, #2 in the nation in 2007. We mentioned that last night. And David Price was the first pick of the nation that year in 2007. And high school kid developed in the Royals system and finds himself right in the middle of the future plan for these Royals.
Swing and a miss on a breaking ball as Stewart comes up with the ball in the dirt and throws him out. So 2 up and 2 down here. Let's go back to our New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz, and we've got the answer for you. Mariano Rivera has had 8 seasons with 40 or more saves. Who was the first pitcher in Major League history to have 40 or more saves in a season? I don't know. Let's see. Quisenberry, Dan Quisenberry. 45 saves in 1983. The late Dan Quisenberry.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed that I didn't get that right there.
I am too, because I hit against him. When he used to come into games against us, we used to say, it's now quiz time. Who has the answers? And a lot of times you didn't. Very effective kind of underhand delivery.
Kind of Kent Tekulve style.
Bouncing ball foul down the third base side for Brian Pena.
The Quiz, one of the great guys, tragically died of brain cancer in his early 40s.
Yeah.
Just well loved here in Kansas City, and one of the best teammates I've ever had.
Quisenberry actually had to save in the Pine Tar game, the famous Pine Tar game at Yankee Stadium, July 24th, 1983. The 0-2 pitch, it's hit on the ground to third for Nunez. He has this one. Throws accurately to first, and the Royals go in order. In fact, CC Sabathia has retired 7 in a row.
There are over 358 million trillion gallons of water on Earth. But not all water is created equal. Only 1/1000th of 1% is filtered naturally beneath the Earth, with a distinct balance of minerals, and emerges crisp and refreshing enough to be called Poland Spring. Poland Spring 100% natural spring water, born better.
Weekdays, it's Markets Now on Fox Business.
Big sales for automakers. We will indeed see some reaction down here.
Hedge funds are selling. That is one of the important points.
Tracking every trade, watching every sector.
The stock's actually at an all-time high.
U.S. manufacturing continued to expand.
Minute by minute, Markets Now is your source for real-time business news.
Gold and silver dropping like lead balloons today.
You still can find some opportunity.
Only one network has its pulse on the financial world. Fox Business on Interconnect. Check your local listings.
We have product X and we have product Y. Now we're going to start with product X. The only thing I'll let you know is that it is an affordable product.
Ooh, I like that.
Let's move on to product Y, which is a far more expensive product.
Oh, I don't care for that at all.
Yuck. You picked X, and it was Geico, car insurance, and Y was the competitor. Is that something that you would pay for year after year?
I like soda a lot, but I would, for change of pace.
I'm everyone, Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. A's and Rays at the Trop, and Jose Molina getting into it. Just tees off on this Tyson Ross pitch out to left in the bottom of the fourth. That extends the Rays' lead to 4-1, his first of the season. The Rays now leading at 7-1, top of the seventh over the A's as Tampa Bay looks for its 7th victory in a row. Kenny, David?
There are the standings in the American League East. Thank you very much, Bob. The Rays have been red hot, looking for their 7th in a row. They lead the Orioles by 1.5 games. The Blue Jays 3, the Yankees 4.5 behind, and then the Red Sox 6 back. And Joe Girardi knows without Mariano Rivera, as he said, somebody's going to have to step up in the bullpen, but bullpen needs some leads to protect. The offense hasn't really been clicking all that much of late.
Yeah, you kind of got that sense when we saw Robinson Cano strike out the last inning, and Joe Girardi trying to get something going, send both the runners, and Teixeira easily thrown out at third after Cano swings and misses.
Bruce Chen through 4 innings has thrown 54 pitches. 36 of those have been strikes, and he's got the bottom third of the Yankee order. Here's Jason Nix, and he starts him with a curve, and it's in there for a called strike. Nix called up from Scranton Wilkes-Barre just yesterday. He hits one down the left field line and foul, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. But Chen throws so soft, it's hard to keep the ball fair. Really got to lean back and keep your hands back when he's on the mound. Every once in a while, try to sneak a fastball by, and it looks like it's 100 miles an hour. He's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. There it is. Snuck a fastball by him, and it's called strike 3. That is his 4th strikeout.
And right there, no doubt about it. Nix knows it. Right back to the dugout.
So one out, and Eduardo Nunez, who lined into a double play and is now 0 for his last 19, trying to break that streak. Takes a pitch. Was it a strike? No, I guess it's inside for a ball. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Nunez is a pretty good bunter. But he's swinging here on a 2-0 pitch and doesn't get it. Moustakas was back at third, but then as the pitch was approaching home plate, he was creeping in. And now he's about even with the bag. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. And he misses, and it's ball 4. So the first base on balls of the game handed out by Bruce Chan, and he puts on the speedy Eduardo Nunez. So with one out here in the 5th inning, the Yankees have a man on.
See if Joe Girardi wants to get things going here with Nunez on first. Maybe pick a pitch out this sequence to hit and run again, or maybe try a straight steal.
Stewart lines one foul down the left field side as he jumps on the first pitch. That's what I'm talking about. Trying to keep the ball fair. Stewart fouled out to Hosmer, the first baseman. That's how you build fans of the future. Look at that smile. Foul back just below us, and the count goes to 0-2 on Chris Stewart. Stewart came over just at the tail end of spring training from the San Francisco Giants. The Yankees sent right-hander George Cantos to the Giants,
who was out of options, so could not be sent back to AAA. George Cantos.
Ball is fouled back again just to our right. Count remains. No balls and 2 strikes on Chris Stewart. Stewart's a good defensive catcher. He's gotten some key hits along the way. I mean, he's not going to turn into Yogi Berra with the bat, but he's a good defensive catcher, and he and CeCe seem to have clicked. Good view of Kauffman Stadium there. Nunez is on the run. The pitch is high for a ball. The throw to second is not in time, and he's in there with a stolen base. Picked a good pitch to go on as Nunez picks up his 4th stolen base of the year.
Well, you knew it was coming sometime during this sequence, and he did pick the right pitch. Bruce Chen slow to home plate there. 74-mile-an-hour curveball. Big high leg kick. Lollipop curve. No chance to get Nunez on that.
So Nunez now in scoring position. The count on Stewart is a ball and 2 strikes. Now you can see how Nunez and his speed affects the defense here as this ball's hit on the ground. Escobar looks to third. He's going to throw to first for the out. He might have had to play at third on Nunez. And that would have been a base running mistake. But he decided to get the easy out at first. 2 down, Nunez over to third.
Well, you're exactly right, Kenny. I mean, if he really wants to push it, he can make a quick flip throw to Moustakas at third, but thinking better of it, let's go ahead and get the second out at first base. Which, if I'm on the mound, I'd be happy with that, because if you miss the chance at third, now you're 1st and 3rd with 1 out.
Ned Yost, the manager, out to the mound. And he's going to talk to Chan and the rest of the infielders. And I wonder if this has something to do with Derek Jeter at the plate right now, and a left-hander Granderson on deck. Fans, this copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Let's see how they go about it here.
Wow, yeah, you got a guy in the box who's hitting almost 600 off the lefty, so either be careful here, and if you don't get ahead, don't give in. Even though Granderson has hit lefties very well over the last couple of years.
Jeter 1 for 2 tonight with a run scored. And the first pitch is low and away for ball 1. You know, sometimes when you're hitting in these situations, you can tell if they want anything to do with you. First pitch is down and away. Maybe trying to get you to chase something out of the zone. And Jeter lines one foul down the right field side. I'm not so sure that was a strike. Looked like it was up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike on Derek Jeter. Last night, Jeter had his 3rd 4-hit game of the season. That was close. On April 9th, he went 4 for 4 against the Baltimore Orioles. And April 23rd, he went 4 for 5 against the Texas Rangers. Pitch is fouled back, and the count is 1-2. And last night, Jeter went 4 for 5 here against the Royals. Now watch, if we fall behind, we will walk it. But instead, they are ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So that was his advice to Bruce Chan and the rest of the infielders and his catcher.
Jeter's got him right where he wants him now.
Yeah.
Thinks he can get him out.
1-2 pitch is spoiled, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ned Yost in his 3rd year of managing the Kansas City Royals took over for Trey Hillman. Chen with a long set, and now they're going to run through the signs once again. So sometimes you're not really sure what you want to throw. Can you run those by me again? God straightens up Jeter. The count is 2-2. Fastball at 89 miles an hour. That's about as hard as he can throw it. David, what's next? Changeup?
Well, I think that's just a setup pitch. You know, his best pitch probably is his curveball tonight. So, you know, he might try to bounce a curveball right on top of home plate. See, there's the changeup for the wiggle.
There's the changeup, and it's grounded to short. Escobar throws, and they get Jeter by a step. So the Yankees leave a runner on 3rd. We played 4.5. It's still a 2-2 game here in Kansas City.
Become a Yankees Universe MVP member today. MVP members enjoy exclusive benefits highlighted by 2 field-level tickets to a select 2012 regular season home game.
Members also receive a Yankees Universe hooded sweatshirt, a Yankees hat, a Yankees Universe banner,
and a limited edition Mariano Rivera bobblehead.
A portion of all proceeds are donated to Memorial Sloan Kettering, benefiting pediatric cancer research. So join Yankees Universe today by visiting Yankees.com or by calling 1-800-GO-YANKS.
If you're looking for thicker green grass, you should know that all grass seed is not created equal. We're Pennington, the grass seed people. And we're proud to tell you the truth about what's in a bag of our smart seed. It's 20 pounds of the best seed we've ever made. That's it. Their 20-pound bag, 10 pounds of seed and 10 pounds of filler. That's a fact. You want green grass on your side of the fence? The seed matters. Smart seed from Pennington. Honest green.
Aggressive styling, a more fuel-efficient turbocharged engine, and a completely redesigned interior. The 2012 C-Class with over 2,000 refinements. It's amazing, inside and out. The C-Class 4MATIC starts at just $38,020.
Your flagship station for New York sports is The Fan. Boomer and Carton mornings 6 to 10. Beningo and Roberts middays 10 to 1. Mic'd Up with Mike Francesa afternoons 1 to 6:30. Plus Mets baseball and Giants football. That's Sports Radio 66 WFAN, New York's #1 sports station.
Well, fans, Wednesday, world-renowned journalist Dan Rather sits down for a new GMC Presents Center Stage with Michael Kay. Former CBS News anchor speaks frankly about his lengthy career and the state of the news business today. It's a new center stage Wednesday at 11 only on Yes. CC Sabathia's first pitch of the bottom of the 5th inning to Chris Getz is downstairs for a ball. 2-2 in the bottom of the 5th. Each team scoring 2 runs in the first inning. Paul strike, and it's 1-1. Getz, Escobar, and then Dyson for the Royals here in the 5th inning. In the air to left field for Nix, who retreats, still going back and reaches up and makes the grab. Jason Nix had to turn around just at the last moment, but makes the play, and there's 1 out.
It looks like Nix got a little surprised by how this ball kind of jumped at him.
You know, he opened some eyes in spring training, his ability to play several positions, including the outfield, and he did hit over 300 in spring training with the Yankees down in Tampa. And that's what I mean. You open eyes, and so when they need a player, sometimes your name gets called. Alcides Escobar had a double his first time, and he hits a chopper towards third for Nunez. Across the diamond, and it's 2 up and 2 down. CC's retired 9 in a row.
Yeah, he got touched up a little bit in the first inning for 2 runs on a kind of split the gap double by Alex Gordon, but since that point, boy, 57 pitches, 44 strikes, only 13 balls. Just an unreal strike to ball ratio.
Gerard Dyson 1 for 2 with a run scored. He had a single in the first inning. Squares around the bunt. He was actually working on his bunting earlier today. Squares around again, takes this one for a strike.
You can almost see the Yankees defense where Cano's way up too, almost playing even. See, Cano's way up over in here at this level, and he was breaking right to first base.
Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
The reason for that would be is if there's a bunt dragged up towards Cano at second, Teixeira's going to crash hard because you can't really expect Sabathia to get there. If he's going to drag the bunt up along here, then Cano's going to go right to first because Sabathia falls off, and you can't expect him to get there.
Just missed, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes for the speedster, Gerard Dyson.
What that does in the box, as you know, Kenny, is you got the defense moving around like that, then you slap the ball on the ground, you got a better chance to find a hole and get it through.
Call, strike 3. Caught looking at a fastball. Sabathia picks up strikeout number 5. He's retired 10 Royals in a row. When we come back, Curtis Granderson will lead it off for the Yankees.
Rotation questions, lineup changes, injury updates. Joe knows.
Absolutely.
And you will too when you watch WB Mason presents The Joe Girardi Show. New every Sunday, only on Yes. Joe knows.
Whether you buy a pre-owned or used car, it's new to you. At preownedacura.tv, you'll get new car treatment at pre-owned prices that don't make you feel used. Low prices without giving up selection or service. Choose from New York's largest inventory of pre-owned Acuras in showroom fresh condition and guaranteed to satisfy you with our 48-hour worry-free exchange policy. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned Acura that's indistinguishable from new, experience the new car way to buy a pre-owned vehicle that won't make you feel used at preownedacura.tv.
When I was a young pup, I learned how to sniff out the pick of the pre-owned Lexus litter and how to be a woman or man's best friend when it came to finding the lowest prices. Now that I'm older, I look back on my pedigree and feel pride in the thousands of people who've lapped up the savings I've pointed them to. Like a dog with a bone, I won't stop until you find the model, year, and color you'll love or exchange it within 48 hours with our worry-free exchange policy. Don't get me wrong, working like a dog to hunt down the perfect pre-owned Lexus for you wasn't all hard work.
Now there's no excuse for junk driving. Not when there's usedtoyota.tv, where you can get a safe, reliable used vehicle that's not a crime to drive. Get 0% APR that can save you as much as $4,500 off the standard finance rate, and trade in that piece of junk for $3,000, no matter the condition or year. And at usedtoyota.tv, you get a 3-day exchange policy, so you're never buying blind. So don't get caught junk driving. Get out of the car, put your hands on the keyboard, and go to usedtoyota.tv. Don't drive junk.
Well, now it's time for another look at tonight's Toyota text poll. Once again, the question, which is Mariano Rivera's greatest achievement to date? And let's see how you voted here. You had two choices. David?
60-40.
60-40. 42 postseason saves. I would have gone along those lines. Or 608 regular season saves. Both of those are major league records. And here is his postseason numbers. First in saves. That ERA is just remarkable. 0.70. First in appearances, 7th in innings because he's a reliever, and 9th in strikeouts. Granderson's 0 for 2. He's flied to right, got caught looking. He'll lead it off for the Yankees here in the 6th inning in a 2-2 game, and a slow curve drops in for a strike. Tantalizing curveball from Bruce Chen. Ball and a strike to Granderson. He'll be followed by Teixeira and Rodriguez for the Yankees here in the 6th. High pop up behind the bag at second. It's going to be the shortstop Escobar, and he'll make the catch, and there's one out here in the 6th. Granderson now 0 for 3.
Well, both pitchers are strike throwers tonight. You know, we talked about Sabathia's strike to ball ratio in the last inning, and Chen not quite as good, but pretty good. He came into this inning with 73 pitches and 48 strikes, and a good changeup, straight change to Granderson to get him out in front right there and pop him up.
Teixeira hits a hard ground ball to short for Escobar. It's going to be the first time that Teixeira has been retired tonight. He's a home run and a single, and that is out number 2. Check out the Coors Light freeze cam, and we're going to check out the. This is how your eyes get when you see a home run coming, a home run pitch coming to the plate. Going to freeze it right now.
Here's Johnny.
And 416 feet later, the Yankees had a home run and a 2-run lead. What movie was that? The Shining?
Jack Nicholson.
Here's a pitch to Alex Rodriguez. A-Rod 1 for 2.
There's a couple times I can remember throwing hanging sliders and seeing that look from hitters' eyes and going, uh-oh.
Pitch is popped up once again. Alex out in front. High fly ball to center field for Dyson. And Bruce Chen is going to record a 1-2-3 inning here at the top of the 6th. Going to the bottom half of the inning here in Kansas City in a 2-2 ball game.
Can run, but it can't hide.
Cuervo Silver, so smooth, it shatters expectations.
If you think you have to trade power for fuel economy, think again. Lincoln MKX.
Visit your local Lincoln dealer for this exceptional lease offer, plus 4 years complimentary maintenance on Lincoln MKX.
It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
There's a new destination for New York sports fans. ESPN New York 98.7 FM. Every weekday morning, tune into Mike and Mike. Then hear Stephen A. Smith and Ryan Rucco, followed by Michael Kay. New home, same great New York sports coverage. Now on ESPN New York 98.7 FM.
Got another tight ball game going on here in Kansas City tonight. The Royals won the opening game of the 4-game series by a score of 4-3. Right now we're tied at 2. In the bottom of the 6th inning, CC Sabathia at this point has retired 10 Royals in a row, hooked up with Bruce Chen. A battle of veteran left-handers. Gordon, Butler, and Hosmer face CC Sabathia here in the 6th. Gordon doubled, drove in a run, scored a run in the 1st inning. He's also flied out to center field. And a breaking ball, curveball hangs inside for ball 1. Now, a couple of years ago when Gordon had to go on the disabled list with a thumb injury, when he went down to the minor leagues for rehab, that pitch is in there for a strike. Rusty Kuntz, former major league outfielder, was down there helping him with his rehab, and he said, when you go back to the major leagues, you're not going to be playing third base, you're going to be an outfielder. And Gordon said, what? That pitch is a called strike, and it's 1-2. So Rusty Kuntz helped convert him to an outfielder. And last year he won a Gold Glove playing left field for the Kansas City Royals. He had been a third baseman his whole life. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fouled back, going back to his college days at Nebraska.
You talk about a good career move. 20 assists last year from left field.
Yeah, but that's not the big deal. 20 assists, but 10 of them were at home plate. He threw out 10 runners at home plate. So he saved 10 runs all by himself. 1-2 the count as Sabathia's ahead, as he has been just about all night. Curveball misses low, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. CC with 5 strikeouts, no walks, has allowed 2 runs on 4 hits. And that last hit came back in the 2nd inning. No chopper foul. CC said his last couple of starts with Stewart behind the plate have been just excellent. 8 innings in each start. CC said I haven't had to shake him off once. They got a nice rhythm going.
Good rhythm. Sabathia, you know, as we talked about in the pregame show and in our opening, his velocity is definitely up. 94, 95 regularly tonight.
Just off the corner, the count has gone full at 3-2. Now I talked about a hitter like Teixeira who watched his pitch that just misses. Teixeira starting his hitting when the weather warms. How about that could work for pitchers as well?
Absolutely, no doubt about it. Sabathia, a good hot weather pitcher. Get your arm good and loose.
3-2 pitches, pop foul. We'll do it all over again.
See here in the 6th inning, he's starting to let it go. Several 95-mile-an-hour fastballs, and as we said, Sabathia had been down a couple of miles an hour so far this year in his first 5 starts. For the last 3 or 4 years, he's averaged just under 94 miles an hour. So far this year, a little under 92, but clearly back up tonight.
This is the 9th pitch of the at-bat to the leadoff hitter here in the 6th inning. And Gordon hits a broken bat roller right back to the mound. And the throw to first is in time. Let's look at CC's 5 strikeouts. Brought to you by Mazda on the Mazda K-by-K.
We'll get a look there. Excellent changeup to Billy Butler. And, of course, that nasty slider to Moustakas. No chance. Gas up and away to Getz. Oh, yeah. Slider right over the dish, bouncing on home plate. Mr. Dyson, little cheese at the knees on the inside corner.
Cheese at the knees. Here's Billy Butler, who struck out and grounded to third. Little cheese inside for ball 1. 72 pitches now for CC Sabathia. Foul tipped into the glove of Stewart for a strike. 94 miles an hour.
You know, Sabathia talked about it. You know, his first couple of starts of the year, he just didn't have a feel for his fastball.
Called strike 2. A changeup?
Just a dandy changeup. Perfect pitch. Really working over Billy Butler with this pitch today.
Was that ease at the knees?
Ease, yes.
Ease at the knees. The 1-2 pitch. Just outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
But, you know, just to finish that point, Sabathia had talked about his first 2 starts. You see that base on balls to Ks, and his last 3, boy, just jumping up on the K side, and the batting average against 174 versus 320, and that's all because of that heater. He just didn't quite have his heater control early in the year.
Tried to pick off the corner, and once again he's gone to a full count. Butler is 1 for his last 13 as he's prepared to take this 3-2 offering from CC Sabathia. 1 hopper. Jeter stays with it across the diamond, and they're 2 down. Is that 12 in a row now retired by Sabathia?
12 in a row. Challenged him with a fastball. Jeter with the 1 hop, and the last time I've seen Jeter make a bad throw, I think it was 1997. I mean, one of the most accurate arms I've ever seen on a shortstop. You know, a lot of talk about Jeter playing shortstop and his age and his range, but you talk about sure hands and an accurate throwing arm. I've never seen anybody better.
Here's Hosmer. David, you weren't there at Yankee Stadium the other day. Derek threw one away.
Like I said, I haven't seen it.
You're right. You haven't seen it. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And Hosmer takes it inside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. It was a throw in the dirt. He had plenty of time. And Teixeira, who usually comes up with it, didn't do it. And Derek got a throwing error. That's right. You weren't there. The 2-0 pitch is inside, ball 3 to Hosmer.
I know that you had a teammate that was one of the best of all time, the Blade, Mark Belanger, the great late Mark Belanger, and one of the best.
8 Gold Gloves.
Yes.
The 3-0 pitch. Hit in the air to deep center field. Granderson back on the warning track near the wall. Leaps and can't make the catch. Nix backs him up. Hosmer's on his way to third, and he slides in head first with a triple. Granderson might have kept that ball in the ballpark. We'll take a second look at it. A great leaping try in deep left center.
The fastball up out over the plate, and Hosmer, you can see why he's so highly thought of. Power to all fields. See Granderson feeling for the wall, leaps, and it's up over his glove.
Now this wouldn't have actually been a home run. There's a little more padding on in left center and right center, but still the good effort by Granderson. Comes up a little short, and Hosmer breaks the string at 12 consecutive Royals who've been retired.
Good effort by Granderson.
That's Hosmer's first triple of the year. I was kidding with Larry Rawchild before the game. Maybe CC Sabathia will give me one of those games where the pitching coach can just sit in one spot all night long, not have to move. But he came out to talk to Sabathia with 2 outs and a runner on third here in the 6th inning. And Jeff Francoeur coming to the plate. And the first pitch of Francoeur is a call strike. Francoeur had an RBI double in the 1st inning and then grounded out to third.
Similar conversation that Ned Yost had with Bruce Chen, you know, with the right-hander Francoeur up and the lefty Moustakas on deck. How do you want to work this guy?
Pitch is line foul, and it's 0-2. Be careful if you fall behind him.
Well, Sabathia decided to reach back. The first pitch 96 on the black, down and away. That one 95, so you jump up 0-2. And with Jeff Francoeur, now you expand. You change up in the dirt down and away and trust Stewart to block it with Hosmer on third, or go with the gas up and out of the strike zone.
Bouncing ball towards short. Jeter to his left, throws on the run, and Sabathia is going to leave the runner at third base. The Royals get a hit, nothing else against CC Sabathia. It's on to the 7th inning in a 2-2 ball game.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
3,000! History with an exclamation point!
Fans, come on to Yankee Stadium on Tuesday, May 8th, when the Yankees take on the Tampa Bay Rays. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a hand sanitizer keychain, courtesy of New York Presbyterian Hospital. The 2012 New York Yankees. Heroes remembered, legends born.
0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
Sorry I yelled at you all these years.
Cece, glad you made it.
Oh, what is this place?
Iowa, only with maximum Pepsi taste and 0 calories.
Whoa.
I love it when he does that. You want to play ball with some of MLB's biggest legends? Learn how at MLB.com/Pepsi Max.
The Cadillac CTS Sports Sedan was designed with near-perfect weight balance from front to back. And back to front. For exceptional control from left to right and right to left. We don't just make luxury cars. We make Cadillacs.
Now lease a 2012 CTS Sports Sedan for $319 a month. Visit CadillacTristate.com for this attractive offer.
New York's new 92.3 now.
Love it.
Everyone's making the switch.
Best music on the radio.
Hit music. New York's new.
Love this radio station.
92.3 now.
Well, tomorrow night, Curtis Granderson and the Bombers continue this slugfest with Billy Butler and the Royals. Coverage starts at 6:30 with the Tri-State Ford pregame. Then David and I are back here in Kansas City for all the action only on Yes. Another reminder that game starts at 6:30. I should say coverage starts at 6:30 here on Yes. On to the 7th inning on our Cadillac scoreboard. The totals are identical. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Yankees. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Kansas City Royals. Cano's up. He's grounded to second and struck out into a double play. A strike him out, throw him out, double play. That was in the 4th inning. And the pitch is low and away for ball 1. That was one of the key spots in this ball game. As the Yankees had runners at first and second with nobody out. 3-2 pitch to Cano. He swung and missed, and Teixeira was thrown out trying to advance to third. 2 balls and no strikes.
Just gives you the sense, you know, that Joe Girardi, knowing this offense is struggling, really trying to push the envelope and kind of ran themselves out of an inning right there.
Ball is lined into right field. A leadoff single for Cano here in the 7th. So he gets it started against Bruce Chan here, the 6th hit for the Yankees in the game.
You see off speed, just up and out enough, and Robbie just keeps his hands back enough to get the barrel on the bat and keep it off the ground and get a line drive out of that.
The Yankees have had the leadoff man on in 4 of 7 innings, but they've only got 2 runs on the scoreboard, and that came on the home run by Teixeira. Here's Andrew Jones. Andrew hits one hard, glove by Moustakas at third. And the cheers of Moose ring out here in Kansas City.
Andrew Jones, Moustakas. Looks like Andrew didn't quite hit that as hard as he thought he did. Moustakas has got time to shuffle to the left. More of a humpback line drive.
That brings up Jason Nix, who's flying to center and was called out on strikes. 0 for 2, looking for his first hit since being called up from the minor leagues yesterday. Last night he went 0 for 3. That pitch is in the dirt. Good stop by Brian Pena, and it's ball 1. Bruce Chan has started 5 games for the Royals this year. He's 0-3. The Royals have lost every one of the games he started. And there's only 2 other pitchers who could say that, Irvin Santana and Chris Volstad. 5 starts. Their team has lost all 5 games. But tonight it's been a representative effort by Bruce Chen. After the 2-run homer in the first inning, he's kind of shut the Yankees down. Yankees been getting men on base, but they can't advance them.
Not all his fault either, though. You know, he came in with a 1.12 whip.
Ball is popped up. This is just in front of the man, and it's going to be Moustakas who makes the play. So there are 2 down. Hosmer and Moustakas converging near home plate, and it's a matter of who yells the loudest. And it's Moustakas.
Just like they teach you in Little League, right there. I got it, you take it.
Here's Eduardo Nunez, who drew a walk, had a stolen base his last time up, but lined to do a double play in the 2nd inning. And he hits one down the right field line. This could be trouble for Francoeur. He's on the run. He's not going to get it. The ball goes all the way to the wall. Here comes Cano to third. The relay is going to be held onto by Getz as Cano scores. And the Yankees take a 3-2 lead. Eduardo Nunez with a 3-base hit into the corner, and he was flying around the bases as the Yankees jump out in front here in the 7th.
Well, you see Cano, you got to go right now. Here's the play right here. As it gets by Francoeur, it gets by him just a little bit. And the minute it gets by him, that gives Cano enough time to score. And Nunez can really run. You could see right here, he starts to cut first, and he knows. He's thinking 3 all the way right now. And he's got the wheels to do it.
Swing and a miss by Chris Stewart for strike 1. Nunez's first triple of the year. And by the way, that breaks an 0 for 19. 3-2, the Yankees lead. Stewart hits a line drive over short for a base hit. Nunez scores, and it's now a 4-2 Yankee lead. So the Yankees coming through with some big hits with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. And the Royals bullpen is getting busy. That was left-hander Tim Collins. So the Yankees have scored 2 runs on 3 hits here in the 7th. The bottom of the order tonight. Nunez has been on twice. Stewart with an RBI. Here's Jeter, who's 1 for 3.
Big 2-out hits as well.
Pitches a call strike.
And that's got to feel good for Nunez, who's been struggling lately to come up with that big hit. And then, of course, your backup catcher, Stewart, who's in there to help Sabathia. Pours on the gravy with a nice tack-on run right there.
Swing and a miss, and Jeter's in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Now with 2 strikes, the outfielders move even further towards the right side. Francoeur is playing Jeter like he's a left-handed hitter, and Dyson moves over towards the gap in right center. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's a little low. Cano started off with a single. Andrew Jones lined out the third. Nix popped up the third. Nunez tripled and Stewart singled, and the Yankees are leading 4-2. Two balls and 2 strikes.
Jeter already with 112 at-bats this year, leading the major leagues. Plate appearances, hits, remarkable durability.
Well, it helps when you lead the major leagues in hits as well. Off-speed pitch hit high in the air, deep left center field. Going back is Gordon near the wall. This one is gone. A home run for Derek Jeter, and the Yankees lead 6-2. Jeter's 5th home run of the season. Some two-out magic by the Yankees here in the 7th. Jeter's 2nd hit of the ball game, and I believe that has done it for Bruce Chen. He's out of the ball game as manager Ned Yost signals to the bullpen.
Just the sound of the bat let you know that that one was right on the sweet spot.
So Chen has been knocked out of the game as the Yankees have scored 4 times here in the 7th and lead 6-2.
No wonder my Bob's keeps growing. My springtime values just keep popping up. Food prices up. Gas prices up. Furniture prices at other stores up. But not at my Bob's. My Commander reclining sofa and love seat was $9.99 5 years ago.
And it still is. Both pieces with 4 wall hugger recliners.
I'm Bob. My Commander was, is, and if I have any say, always will be only $9.99.
Get yours and you'll be Bobbinized.
We love theme parks, but with 4 kids, it can just be too expensive.
Yeah, so to save some money, we just made our own.
Oh no! What could be worse than 90-foot swells? My food! First prize. It's a cheese grater. This isn't scary.
Are you kidding me? Look at that picture of your mom's hair from the 80s.
There's an easier way to save. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
2 centuries ago, the jealous witch cursed me, condemning me to the shadows.
Who the hell is this?
I'm a vampire, madam. Sorry, he's English.
You're on fire.
You're weird.
Witch.
What if I made you love me?
With what a spell.
With this?
I must admit, they have not aged a day.
Fight on, Barnabas.
Missed me. Dark Shadows. Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX May 11th.
This call to the bullpen brought to you by AT&T. Well, the captain, Derek Jeter, with a home run, knocks Bruce Chen out of the game. 393 feet on that home run by Jeter. 93 pitches for Chen, 61 strikes. He gives way to the left-hander Tim Collins, who will come on with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning.
Just 3 walks and 19 strikeouts. Another young hard thrower.
Pitch is lined into right field. First pitch hitting is Curtis Granderson, and he has himself a hit, and he's now been on base in 25 straight games, and he's only 3 hits now from 1,000 for his career. So Granderson keeps it going. Here's Teixeira. He's had a good night. A homer, a single. He's grounded out hard to short. Home run was his 4th of the year. Fastball is high for ball 1. Changeup is swung on and missed, and it's a ball and a strike.
See Tim Collins listed at 5'7", 165. That's generous. But he does throw the ball in the mid-90s. It shows you arm speed.
Ball hit on hard. The shortstop Escobar goes for the force on Granderson, and he's safe as the throw gets off the bag. That's going to be an E6, and the inning continues.
Backs up with the backhand and just the flip. Wide.
Well, that looked like an innocent play, didn't it? But Granderson hustling gets in there ahead of the tag of the bag by Getz. Second base umpire Manny Gonzalez with the call. And that'll get Alex Rodriguez a chance with 2 on and 2 outs. Escobar's a pretty solid defender. That's just his 3rd error of the season. A-Rod tonight is 1 for 3. Had a single in the 4th.
But to finish that point about Tim Collins, you know, it just goes to show you that, you know, if you use your legs and you have good rhythm and good mechanics and you get your entire body into the pitch, you can generate arm speed. So a guy 5'7", 160 can throw the ball 95 miles an hour. And sometimes you see guys that are 6'8", 250 to throw the ball 85 miles an hour.
A-Rod takes a pitch for a strike, but I think you'll agree with me that scouts, the first thing they look for the size of the player.
They do, but you can see he really loads up that leg kick and pushes. Look at that long stride. Pushes off that back leg and generates some arm speed.
No balls and a strike. Bouncing ball. Alex in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. I'm trying to think of a pitcher who was shorter stature and threw really hard.
Yeah, Billy Wagner.
Yeah.
He was a little more short arm action than Collins.
He's a little stockier,
A little stockier. No, Guidry certainly.
Guidry was a little taller and leaner.
A little taller and leaner.
Threw harder, if you ask me. The 0-2 pitch, it's inside to Alex Rodriguez. Yankees have struck with 2 outs to score 4 times here in the 7th.
How about that 25-3 year Guidry had?
Tell me about it.
My goodness. Maybe one of the greatest pitching years ever.
Lewis Coleman up in the Royals pen. There go the runners. The pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Alex Rodriguez strikes out, but the Yankees 2-out magic here in the top of the 7th. Nunez with a triple drove in a run. Stewart with a base hit drove in a run. And Jeter with a 2-run homer capped it off. It's the Yankees 6-2.
Like the Rockies themselves, Coors Banquet Beer is an American original. It's only brewed in one place, Golden, Colorado, because that's where we find our Rocky Mountain water and the best high country barley. Now maybe that's uncompromising, and maybe brewing up here means an extra trip or 2. But as you know, originals follow their own road. Coors, the banquet beer.
Play Beat the Streak on YesNetwork.com, presented by Bob Stores. If you pick a player who gets a hit each day, your streak continues. One season-long winner gets an authentic seat from the old stadium and a gift card from Bob Stores. So get your streak on today at YesNetwork.com.
Hey, have you been to my website lately? You should really check it out. Go to JetersFordChallenge.com and find out why Ford's lineup is really turning people's heads. Enter to win some great prizes. You can even watch my latest Ford commercials, outtakes, and behind-the-scenes videos. And of course, you'll always find great deals like these from your Tri-State Ford dealers.
Now get a new 2012 Ford Edge for just $199 a month.
Get online today at JetersFordChallenge.com, then get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Tri-State Ford update. White Sox and Tigers, and Johnny Peralta picked a great time to hit his first home run of the season. Bottom of the 9th, Detroit down 4-3. Boom, 2-run shot out to right center, and they win it instead. Again, Peralta, game-winning homer, first of the year. Tigers take it 5-4. Flash, Meredith, and I will see you on the postgame.
Thank you very much, Bob. As we go to the bottom of the 7th, the fans settling back into their seats following the 7th inning stretch here at Kauffman Stadium. CC Sabathia now with a 4-run lead on our Cadillac scoreboard. CC's allowed just 1 hit since the 2nd inning. And he's facing Mike Moustakas, the 3rd baseman. And Moustakas takes a pitch for a call strike. Moustakas tonight has struck out swinging twice against Sabathia.
Sabathia's really worked him over with that slider.
A ball and a strike. The young up-and-coming Royals third baseman. Sabathia has allowed 2 runs on 5 hits. Chop foul, and CC, like he has been most of the night, ahead on the count.
Great shape pitch count, 87 here in the bottom of the 7th. Sort of an inside corner slider there. He's been striking him out the last 2 times on sliders down and away. See if he goes right back to it here.
Stewart sets up that way. This one's fair ball down the right field side. Moustakas on his way to second. That's a tough corner for any outfielder, but Andrew Jones plays it well and gets it back in and holds him to a double. CC kind of hung that one.
Tries to get it down and away and leaves it right there. And Moustakas all over it. Just hits more of the middle to top half of the ball. As you see the top spin on this. Little top spin line, top spin lob down the line. Moustakas a little bit out in front of that, but that's a home run pitch. As Kenny said, that's hung out over the plate. Moustakas stand-up double.
Here's Brian Pena, who's grounded out twice. And the first pitch is inside for a ball. You saw the way that ball rolled down in the corner and hit the wall. Now, years ago when there was artificial surface here, John Wathan hit one to me like that, and it got by me. And I had to run all the way to right center field to get it, and he had an inside the park homer. Ground ball towards the hole. Nunez has it, turns, fires, and there's an out. Moustakas holds it second. It was embarrassing, to say the least. And when I came back to the bench, I sat at the far end of the bench all by myself. And my teammate, Lee May, came down and sat next to me and said, "What went on in that corner, little Jack Horner?" And I just told him basically to leave me alone. Here's Getz, who is 0 for 2.
John Wathan could run.
Yes, he could.
One of the best running catchers in the history of the game.
I think he holds the record for stolen bases by a catcher in a season.
He does.
He was here the other night. I know that John Flaherty was right behind him on that stolen base list. The 0-1 pitch. Hit on the ground slowly. Cano's going to have to hustle. On the backhand. Throws the first wide. Teixeira stops the ball and keeps Cano from getting an error. Getz has himself a base hit. He can really run. So now there's runners on the corners with 1 out. And by the way, if you're wondering, John Wathan had 36 steals one year.
Cano feeling like he's got to rush it, and he's right. And a good throw would have been bang, bang, maybe, maybe not. But Teixeira, an athletic play to keep that ball from getting by.
So the number 9 hitter, Alcides Escobar, will come to the plate. There's just 1 out, and the Royals have runners at first and third. Escobar tonight has doubled and grounded to third. Call strike 1. We've seen in these instances CC reach back for a little extra and get a little more powder on that fastball. 93 pitches for the big left-hander. That one missed inside, a ball and a strike. Bouncing ball to second, could be 2. They're going to have to hurry. There's a Jeter for 1. On to Teixeira. It's a double play. Well, the Royals had 2 speedy runners in Getz and Escobar. Cano to Jeter to Teixeira. There's your double play.
If you've been injured in an accident, you may be entitled to a large cash award. Whether you've been hurt in an auto accident, trip and fall, work-related injury, or any other accident that required medical attention, call the law offices of David I. Pankin to find out your legal rights. Accidents can happen to anyone at any time. To find out if you have a case, call now for a free legal consultation. 1-888-LAW-9600. Don't trust your case to just anyone. For over 18 years, David I. Pankin has been fighting for the rights of individuals just like you. Their legal team will work hard to get you the financial recovery you deserve. And remember, if there is no recovery, there is no fee. For a free case evaluation and to speak to an attorney right now, visit PankinLaw.com or call the law offices of David I. Pankin at 1-888-LAW-9600. That's 888-LAW-9600.
4 legendary boxers, 2 championship fights. Boxing's pound-for-pound king, Floyd Money Mayweather, versus the sport's reigning light middleweight champion, Miguel Cotto. On the same night, Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Sugar Shane Mosley.
This is Floyd Money Mayweather. I'm undefeated for a reason, because I'm the best. Watch me show you why when I beat down Miguel Cotto live Saturday, May 5th on DirecTV pay-per-view.
Well, now it's time for the game summary brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. 6-2 the Yankees lead as we head to the 8th inning. CC Sabathia, 7 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and 5 strikeouts to Sheriff. 2 for 4 with a 2-run homer, and Derek Jeter the same, 2 for 4 with a 2-run home run. The Royals have made a pitching change here at the top of the 8th. They go on to a right-hander, Lewis Coleman. Coleman recalled from AAA Omaha. He was a storm chaser until April 15th. 3 appearances down at AAA. He had a 1.69 ERA. Here's Cano. And Cano hits a high fly ball. This is the deep right field. Francoeur back to the warning track. Turns and makes the catch. Cano gave it a ride, but that's out number 1 here in the 8th.
See, it looks like he's got it. He's drifted. He's drifting. He's turning. He's got to turn again. He got there.
Francoeur's an excellent right fielder. Since he's been to the big leagues, he's got more assists than any right fielder. 101. Here's Andrew Jones. Coleman deals, and it's in there for a strike. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. It's 0-2. And to give an example how good Francoeur's arm is, now maybe he's certainly got more chances to throw people out, but the next best total is 28 behind him. That's Nick Markakis of Baltimore. Not only a strong arm, but accurate as well. Swing and a miss. Andrew Jones is out of there. He's now 1 for 4. And there's 2 up and 2 down for the Yankees here in the 8th inning. Coleman with a sweeping breaking ball. And here is the recently called up from AAA, Dwayne Wise, who made it to the ballpark about an hour before game time. Wise was hitting .333. Yankee fans saw him in spring training. He had a good spring, but there was no room for him. But now with some injuries to Nick Swisher, Joe Girardi said we've been playing short. On our Hyundai scoreboard, it's 6-2 Yankees. Wise, his first big league at bat this year. Takes a pitch for a call, strike, and it's 1-1. So he's hitting for Jason Nix. Nix was 0 for 3 while he was in there. Ball is lined down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's going to be in there for a hit. Wise turns, is headed for second. He's got a stand-up double with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. So his first big league at bat this year results in a 2-base hit. And the Yankees have a runner in scoring position here in the 8th inning.
Right off the bus, Gus. I'll take the double. And Wise has got some talent. He's got some pop in his bat. He can run.
Play some defense.
A nice addition for the Yankees. A nice offseason acquisition as Brian Cashman was stockpiling some backup talent. Now the backup is up.
Curveball is in there for a strike to Nunez. Nunez drove in the go-ahead run with a triple the last inning. He eventually scored on the base hit by Chris Stewart. Stewart's single was followed by a 2-run homer by Derek Jeter. Swing and a miss. You can see how Coleman could be tough.
Yeah, I mean, it looks
on right-handers.
He sets up closed. He really closes off his delivery. It looks like he's aiming to throw it in the dugout right here. Looks like home plate somewhere over here where he's aiming. Really tough on angles on righties. Cross-firing.
Nunez followed it but didn't swing at it.
I would say lefties probably get a little better look on him, but right-handed batters, boy, you got to feel a little uncomfortable with a guy setting up that closed and throwing across his body that much.
Tried to pick off the outside corner. It missed. Count is level. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The Yankees have a man at second, Dwayne Wise. This one is drilled, but it's going to go foul down the left field side. That was a hanging curveball.
Nunez struggling lately, as Kitty mentioned, but what a big triple he had his last at bat. Really broke it open for the Yankees here. Got a chance for another big 2-out RBI. Stretch that lead to 5.
We were talking about that last night, that you know, 2-out hits are the ones that give a ball club a boost. Now we know the Yankees haven't been hitting with runners in scoring position in 2 outs, but they got several hits in that last inning. That pitch is low for a ball. They got the triple, the single. Now Jeter wasn't with a runner in scoring position, but it was a 2-run homer.
All with 2 outs. A backbreaker for a pitcher. Bruce Chen had another decent start going tonight. Next thing you know, you're 1 pitch from getting out of it. Can't get that 1 pitch, and 4 runs are on the board in the top of the 7th.
3-2 pitch is hit high in the air to left field. Drifting back is Gordon. The Gold Glove left fielder is there, makes the catch, and that's going to do it for the Yankees here in the 7th. In the 8th, they pick up 1 hit, nothing else. It's on the bottom of the 8th. Yankees leading.
Pull on those gardening gloves, and let's see how colorful an afternoon can be. With certified advice to help us expand our palate and prices that give us more spring per dollar, we can mix the right soil with the right ideas and bring even more color to any garden. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Lay down a new look with Earth Grow Mulch, now 3 bags for just $10.
More people are leaving BMW, Mercedes, and Lexus for Audi than ever before.
20 minutes after you quit smoking, your blood pressure decreases. After 2 days, your chance of heart attack drops. And 1 year after you quit, your risk of heart disease is cut in half. But right now, you're a heart attack waiting to happen. Every cigarette makes you sick. Quit smoking today. For help, call 311 or 1-866-NY-QUITS.
Get schooled on low prices with WB Mason. For all the brands and school supplies you need for your student or classroom, ask who but WB Mason.
Welcome back to Kansas City. Now it's time for a look at tomorrow's starting pitchers, brought to you by Verizon Fios. Welcome to America's fastest, most consistent, most reliable internet. Welcome to Life on Fios. Oroki Kuroda, looking to even his record at 3-3, gets to start tomorrow for the Yankees. He'll be in there against Felipe Paulino. That was his record last year. He's been in the minor leagues working on a injury rehab. He's back, and he'll be pitching for the Kansas City Royals, making his first start of the season tomorrow. That pitch is a little bit low to Gerard Dyson, who leads it off. Dyson single, grounded to second, and called out on strikes. On our Hyundai scoreboard, 6-2 Yankees. This pitch is fouled off. Wise, who had that pinch hit double, stays in the game and is now in left field. He's an excellent defender. He's the one who made that great catch to save Mark Burley's perfect game a couple years ago with the Chicago White Sox. There's the bunt. It's a good one. Cano hustling, and they get him. Teaming up on the right side to get Dyson, who was working on his bunting before the game. Watch Teixeira, watch Cano.
Boy, Cano's protected against this. Cano's job's going to break right to first base immediately. Teixeira knows it's his play because Sabathia falls off to the third base side. Cano's there. Predetermined defense against the bunt, especially with Sabathia, the big fellow on the mound, falling off to the third base side. And the minute Cano sees the square, he jumps to first base, and Teixeira pounces on the bunt.
3-4 on the put out at first base. And here's Gordon. Excellent defense on the right side of the infield by the Yankees.
Now that's the only way that they're going to stop that play from a defensive standpoint, especially with Dyson's speed.
If the second baseman hesitates at all, a speedy runner like Dyson's going to beat it out for a hit. Gordon's 1 for 3 with a run scoring double in the first inning. He also scored a run. There's a called strike. It's 1-1 on the Royals left fielder. Fouled back. It might have got a piece of Phil Cuzzy, the home plate umpire. Or Chris Stewart, the catcher. One-two pitch, hit in the air, and this is going to make the seats down the left field side. Now to play. Wise takes a look. That's all he's going to get.
Sabathia seems to be getting stronger here as he hits the 100-pitch mark, just over it. Beating Gordon there with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball in the inner half.
You know, David, the Yankees came into this game with a 3-game losing streak. The rotation turns over to the #1 man. This is what you expect. That was you at one time.
It's a big lift for the Yankees right here.
1-2 pitch. Bouncing ball to second. High hop for Cano, who throws it to Teixeira, and there's 2 down.
You know, I said this in spring training, Kenny, when we did a couple spring trainings together. I think that CC Sabathia is the most indispensable Yankee. You know, obviously losing Mariano Rivera and all he's meant to this organization is a huge blow. But for this team right here, right now, this guy's the numero uno in my mind. And he's proven it once again tonight. He leads the staff. He's the guy everybody looks to. He's the stopper. And he's coming through tonight.
Here's Billy Butler. 2 outs, nobody on. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Sabathia has been pretty much in control since the first inning. There's a strike. Evens up the count at 1-1.
And really, Sabathia, since he signed with the Yankees, has been everything that they asked for and more.
His clubhouse presence is a big deal as well. Backs Butler up, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Both, as Kenny just said, leadership on and off the field. Just a solid leader, and he backs it up. He brings it every time he takes the mound.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, there's some stirring in the Yankee bullpen. Rafael Soriano So Soriano up and throwing with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. CC up to 107 pitches. This ball broken bad in the air to center fielder. Center fielder Granderson will make the catch, and that's going to do it. 1-2-3 for the Royals here in the 8th. It's on to the 9th inning. The Yankees holding on to a 4-run lead.
When you jump into my e-pit at mybobs.com, you'll be blown away by the untouchable values. And come back often because it's always changing. Brand new, factory wrap furniture that I've discontinued or overstocked at a fraction of my regular price.
Need a new car? Now's the time to get amazing deals from Toyota, the full-line brand with the longest-lasting vehicles during Toyota's Save in May sales event. And right now, you can lease Sienna for just $279 a month, or lease Venza for just $239 a month. Plus, get $500 bonus cash when you lease Venza.
Toyota's Save in May sales event won't last long. So what are you waiting for?
Hurry in today.
We're your hero. Anytime, anyplace, anywhere with Majestic jerseys. If it happens in baseball, it happens in Majestic.
Bob's Discount Furniture prices are the lowest, while they're even lower in the E-Pit. Check out the ridiculous everyday E-Pit values at mybobs.com. Twin mattress sets $99, full and even queen sets $199. Ridiculous. So they're mismatched. Cover it with a sheet.
This weekend on Yes, we've got the games that you've got to see. Tomorrow at 6:30 and Sunday at 1. The Yankees continue their series against the Royals, and you never know what's going to happen next.
Here comes Jeter. Yankees win on a walk-off wild pitch.
Weekend coverage from KC continues tomorrow at 6:30, only on Yes.
Top of the 9th for the Yankees. They're holding a 4-run lead. Chris Stewart will step in. Chris had a single and an RBI and a run scored in the 7th. Facing Lewis Coleman, and Coleman deals a call strike. Let's check out the Yankee bullpen. That's David Robertson getting loose. Yankees with a 4-run lead. So it will not be a safe situation, but Robertson is heating up at the Yankee pen. Curveball drops in for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, we sort of saw in between innings the customary congratulations to CC Sabathia, and he grabbed his glove and hat and kind of went up the tunnel. So looks like he's out of the game, definitely. Sabathia.
Foul back just below us. David, you're on your feet, ready to make a play.
I was ready. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Just break a finger trying to catch that one.
And really cut back on your golf game. Stewart in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. That's low and away for a ball. This is CC Sabathia coming to the dugout, accepting congratulations from his teammates. But here comes Joe Girardi. You just saw him in the background there, and he's going to say when he sticks out the hand, good job. That means your night's done. In the air to center field for Dyson. He ambles over to his left and makes the catch, and there's 1 out here in the 9th inning. Now it's time for the Land Rover drive of the game, and with Derek Jeter coming to the plate, I guess that's it.
Well, we talked about in the 7th inning, 2 outs. Bruce Chin had a pretty decent start until that. And Derek Jeter, his 5th homer of the game, the Land Rover drive of the game. Derek Jeter doing his Ted Williams impersonation. He's hitting over 400 now. His 10th career home run versus the Royals.
He's got 2 hits tonight, 4 at-bats. Well, you keep getting those multi-hit games. Got 46 hits now. That leads the major leagues.
Sabathia finished with 108 pitches, 77 of them strikes. Just an outstanding effort from Sabathia.
Call strike to Jeter. Count levels at 1-1. It was a 4-run outburst in the 7th inning by the Yankees. All the run scoring with 2 outs. And that broke a 2-2 tie, and that's where we stand now. It's 6-2, the Yankees leading. Trying to come away with a win and even up this series at a game apiece. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to Derek Jeter.
Kenny, you think anybody's ever going to hit 400 again in a season?
No. I'll give you my reasons.
Yes, you know, since we are in Kansas City and George Brett made a nice run at it.
He did. So did
1980,
Carew.
right?
So did Carew one year. But the reason being, there's George.
390.
390 in 1980. He was smoking. And going into August, he was hitting 400. But the reason I don't think so, because of travel nowadays, more pitching changes. You got specialists 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. You know, back when George was playing, you know, you had maybe one reliever come in and close out a game throwing 3 innings. You don't see as, you know, you lack that familiarity from one at bat to the next. Brett was 5 hits from 400 in 1980.
He spent some time on the DL that year, so he did, you know, he didn't get the customary full year of 600 plus at bats.
But 3-2 pitch. Jeter spoils it, and the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's my feeling. Just too many pitching changes. Just too many guys you got to worry about nowadays that you're unfamiliar with.
Well, Jeter here with 113 at bats so far in this young season. He's hitting 407. Yeah. So,
well, he's got about 500 more at bats to go.
Ways to go.
Call strike 3, and that is out number 2. Hey fans, you can vote along with us for tonight's Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 42951 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are Derek Jeter, CC Sabathia, or Mark Teixeira. So as Coleman strikes out Jeter, Ned Yost is going to go to the bullpen, and he's going to bring in a left-hander to face Curtis Granderson. So with 2 outs in the 9th and nobody on, we'll be right back with the rest of the top of the 9th inning.
Blimpie has been a part of America's tradition for over 40 years. Our subs are made with fresh baked breads, quality meats and cheeses sliced to order. Taste the difference freshness makes. Blimpie, America's sub shop.
When I take a picture of this check, it goes straight to the bank. Oh. Oh, look, the line's out.
No, Mommy, no!
Don't worry, honey. It only works on checks.
Deposit checks from your smartphone with Chase Quick Deposit. Just snap a picture, hit send, and done. Take a step forward and chase what matters.
Well, fans, after the last out, catch the W. Mason post-game show with Bob Lorenz and John Flaherty. They recap tonight's matchup and get the latest updates from around baseball. Plus, Meredith Marakovitz talks with the players in the clubhouse and Joe Girardi's manager's report. It's the W.B. Mason post-game only on Yes. That's a little different. I guess she was coming to ballpark and wanted to just horse around a little bit. Tommy Hotovy, the left-hander, local product in the game for the Kansas City Royals that face Curtis Granderson with 2 outs and nobody on. Pitches inside for ball 1. This is Hanavi's first appearance in his hometown.
He is. He went to Park Hill High School in North Kansas City here, and you see 3 games this season, 3 innings, but this is his first appearance at home.
2 balls and no strikes to Granderson. Kind of slings it to the plate. You can see where he could be tough on lefties.
Sidewinding lefty, went to Wichita State University and 8 years in the minor leagues, and finally got a cup of coffee last year with Boston. And I mean a cup of coffee. It was 4 innings.
Swing and a miss. 2 balls and a strike. So does Park Hill have a, what did you say, Park Hill High School?
Yes.
Did you hook up against them?
I did not. Actually, the high school I went to, Rockhurst, did not have a baseball team when I was there. So,
Cody, what'd you do?
I didn't play high school baseball.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2, 2 and 2.
But a great story nonetheless for Tommy Hanavi. The sidewinding lefty really closed off the shoulder. You see the tuck over the knees and dropping down almost straight sidearm. A lefty specialist.
Granderson lifts one in the air towards center field. Dyson coming on, has plenty of time, gets there, makes the catch, and the Yankees go 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 9th. It's on to the bottom half of the 9th inning. David Robertson will be coming into the ballgame.
You still think you colder than me? No, don't tell me. Tell Tiny. And who you supposed to be? Backup? Handle it.
What you looking at?
Cat-like reflexes. Oh.
The Coors Light Silver Bullet Pint. It's bigger, it's resealable, it's still the coldest.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Need a new car? Now's the time to get amazing deals from Toyota, the full-line brand with the longest-lasting vehicles during Toyota's Save in May sales event. Right now, lease RAV4 for just $189 a month, or get 0% APR financing for a full 60 months on RAV4, or get $750 cash back.
Toyota's Save in May sales event won't last long. So what are you waiting for?
Hurry in today.
I don't know if I'm prepared to do it or not. I'm going to go out there and give it everything I've got and hope for the best. I mean, I'm not Mariano Rivera. I'm not going to be able to go out there and do exactly what he does and get outs real quickly. I'm a different style pitcher. I've never done it, so all I can do is say I'm going to try real hard.
Well, David Robertson coming on here in the bottom of the 9th. It is not a save situation, but it is the last 3 outs of a ball game. So this is kind of like a warm-up for a save situation. And David, you said that might be a little bit more drama here in the bottom of the 9th inning as Yankees attempt to close out ball games.
Well, certainly, as you see Robertson zeros across the board there in 11 games. Walks are down. That's nice. 3 walks and 18 punch outs in 11 innings. And how nice was that interview? That soft Southern's draw. Robertson from Alabama, just a great teammate, very, very humble, but a tiger on the mound.
Yeah, he's right when he says he's going to be a different type of pitcher than Mariano Rivera. It might take him more pitches to get the job done because he strikes out so many hitters. Mariano, get a pop-up here, broken back roller to the infield there, and that helps keep his pitch count down. We'll see what goes on with David Robertson here tonight. Remember, once again, it's not a save situation. The Yankees are up by 4 runs. It'll be Hosmer, Francoeur, and Moustakas to face David Robertson. And the first pitch is high and away for ball 1. If Robertson can get these last 3 outs and hold the Royals off the scoreboard, the Yankees would win, and CC Sabathia would get his 18th win against 10 losses against the Royals. And it would also move him to 11-5 in this ballpark. There's only one other active pitcher has more wins against Kansas City, and that is Mark Burley, who's now in the National League with the Marlins. Burley has 22. Pitch is fouled back by Hosmer. The count goes to a ball and 2 strikes.
Hosmer right now got off the interstate. He's hitting 200 on the year and 100 at bats. So
2 bills.
The Mendoza line.
Swing and a miss. He's back under 200. Struck out by David Robertson. Join the parade.
Well, the explosive riding fastball of David Robertson. Up and away. And that's the thing about Robbie. You know, his fastball does something different every time. He's learned from Rivera how to cut it a little bit. And when it's up, it rides. When it's down, it sort of jumps.
Francoeur working on a 1-for-3 night. An RBI double in the first. Takes a fastball inside for ball 1. Chris Stewart quickly going to go out to talk to Robertson here. I don't know if that was a cross-up or.
Sees Robbie just maybe flying and jumping just a bit. Just wants to tell him, hey, keep that shoulder in there, stay back. Obviously, a whole different ball game for David Robertson now. You know, and for the entire Yankees bullpen, without the comfort of Mariano Rivera, everybody gets bumped up. A little more adrenaline rush at this point.
1 ball and 1 strike now. Mariano, of course, a big security blanket at the end of the game for Joe Girardi and the whole Yankee organization, for that matter. And it's been that way for a very long time. Off the end of the bat, down the right field side, and foul.
You know, the amazing part is, you know, Rivera gave you 17 years of comfort, it seems like, you know. And there's been teams that have turned over 10 or 12 closers in the time that Mariano's been the singular presence at the end of Yankee games.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Francoeur. Spoils another one, and the count remains 1-2.
You know, it's going to be different. You know, Robertson's a strikeout pitcher, and sometimes he's a little conveniently wild because his fastball really jumps and moves a lot. So you can expect more pitches in the 9th inning, more strikeouts, and a little more drama.
Did he go? No, says first base umpire Greg Gibson. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Francoeur. I think one of the things you pointed out, though, one of the keys is that his walks are down this year, only 3 walks. And that's, I think, a primary requisite for a great closer is to come in and throw strikes. No fooling around, get the game over. Ball is fouled off. Count stays at 2. And I think that was one of the keys for Mariano for all these years. I think he had 1 year where he only walked 5 guys. I mean, that's basically a basketball team that he walked.
It's true. I mean, Robinson came into this game with on his career 213 innings pitched and 109 walks, and of course 288 strikeouts.
There's another one. 2 up and 2 strikeouts here in the 9th inning. So the Royals are down to their last out.
Up the ladder, Francoeur is known to chase those type of pitches, and Robertson runs it up there at 95 miles an hour.
Francoeur is done, and that'll leave it up to Mike Moustakas. Had a double his last time against CC Sabathia. He also had 2 strikeouts. So the Yankees 1 out away from breaking a 3-game losing streak. And the first pitch is poured in there for a strike at 95 miles an hour. One of the keys for Robertson is to keep that pitch count down so he can perform back-to-back nights. Strike 2. The Royals down to their last strike. in the dirt, and no swing by Moustakas. They tried to get him to chase one. Now, the last appearance by Robertson was against Baltimore. The Yankee win on May the 1st. Pitched 1 inning and struck out the side. So he's looking for 6 straight strikeouts. And he got him. Robertson comes on and strikes out the side here in the bottom of the 9th inning. So at least for tonight, the 9th inning was in good hands, as Robertson does it again with the strikeouts. Now with 21 strikeouts on the season. Fans, you want to stick around for the postgame show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. The Yankees celebrating in the middle of the diamond. They break a 3-game losing streak with a win in Game 2 of this 4-game series, 6-2 over the Kansas City Royals. We'll be right back.
If you think you have to trade power for fuel economy, think again. Lincoln MKX.
Visit your local Lincoln dealer for this exceptional lease offer, plus 4 years complimentary maintenance on Lincoln MKX.
It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
Seen the signs on the passers-by, something's got to give. Can't be free if it's good for me, but this good thing comes along and I can't hide too long. I need you to save me. I need you to set me free.
Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance.
If you've been injured in an accident, you may be entitled to a large cash award. Whether you've been hurt in an auto accident, trip and fall, work-related injury, or any other accident that required medical attention, call the law offices of David I. Pankin to find out your legal rights. Accidents can happen to anyone at any time. To find out if you have a case, call now for a free legal consultation. 1-888-LAW-9600. Don't trust your case to just anyone. For over 18 years, David I. Pankin has been fighting for the rights of individuals just like you. Their legal team will work hard to get you the financial recovery you deserve. And remember, if there is no recovery, there is no fee. For a free case evaluation and to speak to an attorney right now, visit PankinLaw.com or call the law offices of David I. Pankin at 1-888-LAW-9600. That's 888-LAW-9600.
Looking for a great deal on a used Honda? Look no further than Hillside Honda Used Car Lot on Hillside Avenue in Jamaica, Queens. Family owned and operated for over 35 years. Why choose Hillside Honda Used Cars? Along with a 150-point inspection, a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and a free Carfax vehicle history report, their cars look the way they did when they came from the factory. Visit Hillside Honda Used Car Lot at 14419 Hillside Avenue, 1 block from Sutphin Boulevard, just down the street from our main showroom, or at hillsidehondausedcars.com.
Well, you might hear the fireworks going off in the background. The Yankees had their own share of fireworks with a couple of home runs in tonight's game. Let's check out the totals. 2 hours and 34 minutes. That's game time. Yankees win at 6-2. 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors. For the Royals, 2 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Sabathia, the winner, now 4-0 on the year. Juice Chen is now 0-4. Teixeira, a 2-run homer, is 4th. And Derek Jeter, a 2-run homer, is 5th. Those were the Yankee fireworks. Coming up on the YES Network, stay tuned for the W.B. Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz, John Flaherty, and Meredith Marakovich. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, coordinating director John Moore, Jared Bosnick, Michael Cooney, Ed Delaney, Woody Fryman, and our executive producers, Mr. John J. Filippelli. Join us again tomorrow for Yankees baseball as the Bombers take on the Royals from Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. Coverage begins at 6:30 right here on the YES Network. Once again, the final score, the Yankees 6 and the Royals 2. Now let's go to Bob Lorenz and John Flaherty in our YES Network studios.
And we thank you, Kenny. Great to have you with us on the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame as the Yankees win this one 6-2. They scored as many runs tonight as in their last 4 games combined, and we saw fireworks there at the end of the game. at least that was on display, but it was nice to see the fireworks back offensively for the Yankees as well.
Yeah, especially the bottom of the lineup for the Yankees. Nunez getting a big hit with 2 outs. A backup catcher, Chris Stewart, a big hit with 2 outs. I mean, the story of the game is going to be CC Sabathia, but in the 7th inning where Robinson Cano gets it going a little bit with the base hit, and here are the 2-out hits that are just killers for any team. Right here with Nunez going the other way, it'll be a triple and an RBI. And then Chris Stewart, you know you're not going to get too many opportunities, taking advantage with 2 outs, a couple of huge hits, and that frees Derek Jeter up to get a hanging curveball, another home run. He continues his red-hot start.
All right, part of that 4-run 7th inning in which the Yankees banged out 5 hits. So Derek Jeter obviously on fire, batting .404 on the season. And you mentioned, CeCe, give us a feel for his outing. 3rd straight outings of 8 innings.
Yeah, well, the only thing you'd be disappointed about is the 1st inning where he gave back a couple of runs. And when you look back at that inning, he made 2 bad pitches, and they weren't terrible. The rest of the game, he got it going. I think David Cohn pointed out the velocity has improved. He had a good fastball slider combination, which he has had his last couple of starts. But all of a sudden, the changeup showed up, Bob. He's a very locked-in pitcher right now.
All right, so CeCe goes 8. He just hands the ball off to, well, not Mariano Rivera, though we did get good news. Given his injury last night, he came out today after a night of reflection and said he will rehab, he will come back as fast as he can. In the meantime, the question is who takes over the 9th. Well, tonight it was David Robertson, and he had a perfect 9th with 3 strikeouts. Our Meredith Marakovits talked to him afterwards on the field.
It's another inning. It's just like the 8th inning. You just don't have anyone, to come in and get your back. You don't have Mariano here anymore, and it's tough, and it really makes it a little harder because you got to lock in and really make your pitches.
Considering the emotions this team has gone through in the last 24 hours with the news of Mariano, him saying today that he's going to come back, how big was it just to get this win today, snap that 3-game skid?
It was really good. We've been struggling for a little while, and then, we managed to score a lot of runs right there with 2 outs, which was big. Jeet's home run, and, we just got momentum going and didn't stop.
You mentioned Derek Jeter. How impressed have you been with him this season so far, hitting over 400 at 36 years old?
I mean, Derek's doing unbelievable right now. Hitting over 400. And he's got 3 or 4 home runs. I mean, he's amazing. He's a great ball player.
And CC Sabathia as well coming up big.
Yeah, CC had a great game today. Kept him off balance. Gave him a couple runs early, but then just sat out there and did what he's supposed to do. He battled and got us a win.
Well, David, fireworks mean we have to go. Thanks for joining me.
All right, no problem. Thanks.
All right,
back to you.
Meredith, thanks. You look at those numbers, boy, I'll tell you what, David Robertson rock solid with the strikeouts, 3 tonight. And Derek Jeter's your Chevy player of the game. Again, 2 for 5, the big home run, 2 runs batted in, batting .404 on the season, and he now has 15 runs batted in as well. A look at the Major League Baseball scoreboard gets you caught up on some other games. The Rays win their 7th in a row. They beat the A's 7-2. Detroit wins on Johnny Peralta's first home run of the year, a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 9th. Baltimore and Boston tied at 4 in the 11th. Toronto and the Angels scoreless in the 3rd out in Anaheim. The Diamondbacks edge the Mets 5-4, and the Washington Nationals rally from behind against Philly. They win that one 4-3, a final in 11. All right, Flash and I will take a break. When we come back, we'll have full game highlights for you. We will hear from CC Sabathia and break down his performance, plus more reaction to the clubhouse from Meredith when we return after this.
The Yankees postgame show on Yes is presented by W.B. Mason. For office furniture and supplies at amazingly low prices, who but W.B. Mason?
I recently received this note from a young friend. Dear WB, I'm 11 years old and worried about America running out of money. Can you please help? Signed, Sparky. Well, Sparky, I sure can help America save money on office supplies. That's because WB Mason has been awarded a GSA schedule to sell office supplies to all federal government agencies. So yes, Sparky, we will do our best to help keep America strong. Who but WB Mason?
There are over 358 million trillion gallons of water on Earth. But not all water is created equal. Only 1/1000% is filtered naturally beneath the Earth, with a distinct balance of minerals, and emerges crisp and refreshing enough to be called Poland Spring. Poland Spring 100% natural spring water, born better.
Today, my journey brings me to Charlotte, North Carolina, where I spent the day with Geico driver Casey Mears. I told him the secret to saving money on car insurance. He told me the secret to his car setup. First, he adjusts his speed. and a quarter cup of pineapple juice. Or was that the secret to his barbecue sauce?
Hey, secret sauce.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
If you think you have to trade power for fuel economy, think again. Lincoln MKX.
Visit your local Lincoln dealer for this exceptional lease offer, plus 4 years complimentary maintenance on Lincoln MKX.
It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
And good to have you back once again on the WB Mason postgame. Yankees win it 6-2, and we've talked about the offense not really getting going much in games at all. They got going early tonight, and Flash and I take you through the full game highlights now. Brought to you by Lincoln. Right out of the gate, top of the first, Mark Teixeira. He came into play with 6 career home runs against Bruce Chen, and he adds to that total a 2-run blast to left. 4th of the year for Tex, makes it a 2-0 Yankees lead. But bottom of the first, with a man aboard and nobody out, the Royals answer. Off CC Sabathia, that's Alex Gordon, gap to right center. The speedy Jared Dyson comes all the way home to score from first. It's an RBI double, and it's a 2-1 game. Later in the inning, 2 outs, Jeff Francoeur drives one out to right center. Gordon is going to score. Another RBI double surrendered by Sabathia. And just like that, that 2-zip lead erased. It is tied at 2. On top of the 4th, the Yanks had something going again.
Well, 2 men on, nobody out. Joe Girardi gets aggressive, sending the runners. Mark Teixeira gets thrown out at third base easily. Joe Girardi trusting Robinson Cano. If it's a strike, put in play. If it's a ball, take it. He obviously expanded the strike zone, and Mark Teixeira thrown out easily at third base.
All right, so that pretty much doused everything, because the next batter, breaking ball to Andrew Jones, and that was it. Still tied at 2. Bottom of the 5th, CC settling in, strikes out Dyson to end the inning. One of 12 straight Royals retired by CC. Then bottom of the 6th, KC with a shot to go ahead.
Yeah, Larry Rothschild comes out for a little conversation, and it was a good one. A 96-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike, a weak swing on another fastball for a foul ball, and then a routine ground ball. 3 fastballs, 96, 95, and 95 for the easy out.
CC dialing it up tonight. Top of the 7th, man on first, Eduardo Nunez. Breaking an 0-for-19 skid, opposite way off Bruce Chen. Francoeur will have trouble fielding it, and Robbie Cano will race around to score RBI triple for Nunez. 3-2 Yankees lead it. Next man up, Chris Stewart, lining one off Chen just over Alcides Escobar. Nunez will score. 4-2 Yankees lead, and that brings up Derek Jeter. And Chen is going to hang a curveball. Jeter makes him pay, launching it out to left center, and it just keeps flying. 2-run home run for Jeter, his 5th of the year, part of a 4-run inning, 6-2 Yankees. A bottom of the 7th, runners at the corner, Sabathia against Escobar to ground into the double play. No damage done. Nice work by his teammates. And CC getting the win, improving to 4-0 on the season. As the Yankees win this one 6-2, he also slices his ERA to 4.15. Let's take a look at your Toyota leaders, and on the hits leaders board, it is Derek Jeter leading the way in the majors this season. He and Matt Kemp have been going back and forth with that who's above 400 the highest, but it's Jeter right now with 46 hits. He's batting .404, and he just continues to not only rake against left-handed pitching, but really set a tone for this team.
Yeah, I think most importantly setting a tone, and we've been talking about the Yankees offensively struggling a little bit. Obviously, Derek Jeter not one of those hitters, but when you can set the tone at the top of the lineup, what was it, first pitch tonight, base hit, get the Yankees going a little bit. They get on the board with the Mark Teixeira home run. You saw some signs tonight from the Yankees offensively. They might be on their way.
All right, so that backs up CC Sabathia picking up his 4th win of the season. Let's get to the manager's report, brought to you by Geico now as Joe Girardi addresses CC's outing.
Yeah, he was outstanding. 8 strong innings. He made a few mistakes early on in the game. An 0-2 pitch to Dyson and led to a couple runs, but he was great.
You look at the emotion this team has had to go through in the last 24 hours. How much did you need a start like that out of CC Sabathia and really the win in general?
You know, I think it was important. We lost 3 games in a row, and we didn't finish up the homestand the way we wanted, and then we had to deal with what we had to deal with yesterday in Mo, and I thought it was important that we bounced back. You know, we had some opportunities last night, weren't able to cash in, and we cashed in 4 runs with 2 outs. It was outstanding.
You look at that to get the offense started. Obviously, Derek Jeter has been great all season, but the rest of the guys to get big 2-out hits in that 7th.
Yeah, the bottom of the order really contributed tonight, with the 2-out hits, starting with Nooney, and then it just kept going. And it was important, and Jeet kind of capped it off with his 2-run homer and gave CC some breathing room.
What did you see from Mark Teixeira in his at-bats today?
Just he hit the ball hard. I mean, he centered the ball, he got his pitches, and made solid contact. And I've said all along, when you look up at Mark, his numbers are going to be, 30 plus and over 100. It's just how he gets there is sometimes a little interesting.
Obviously not a save situation for Robertson, but came in that 9th inning.
Yeah, we wanted to give him a little experience in that sense, but he also hasn't worked in 3 or 4 days too. And you like to keep your relievers going, and so we thought we'd get him in there.
Joe, was he going in there in the 9th?